City, USA. Kings and Preds getting ready to get started in Nashville, Tennessee. And a great matchup tonight because the Predators have turned their franchise around. Martin Jones gets the start tonight for the Kings. The impact might be twofold here. Young goaltender, but I think when you have your backup in, it puts more attention on how you play as opposed to who is playing, and that's important right now for the Kings. Pekka Rinne, what a job he's doing. They didn't have him a lot last year due to injury. Now they have their big guy back, and if anything, we can talk about the increased aggression on the offense. Rinne back in goal sets the tone for the Nashville Predators. The officials for tonight's game, that man right there is Tom Cowell. He'll be joined by Tim Peel. They're the referees. On the lines, Andy McKelman, Ryan Galloway. Tonight's Fox Sports West Faceoff is delivered by Shumash. And right now, play-by-play, Hall of Famer, Bob Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you very much as we are ready to go with the opening faceoff out at center ice. And the Kings win the draw as Stoll draws it back now to Drew Doughty. Over to Muzzin. Now up ahead to center and down into the Nashville zone. Kings looking for that fast start on the road here tonight. They had a slow start in Dallas, then fought back, but fell one goal short. Now a rush across the line on the right wing side. A shot from there is wide to the left as it came off the boards as Järnkrok. He is a youngster, 23 years old, a rookie out of Sweden. Kalle Järnkrok.
Big hit by Stoll in the offensive zone. Dustin Brown tries to set the tone. Exactly what we were just talking about in the open, Bob. That veteran line gets out there and tries to set a tone physically.
Seth Jones, the defenseman, sends it in for Nashville. Back behind the King net. Kings get it over on the left side to McNabb. Now up to center and just out of the reach of Carter. So it's Richards at center with Carter on the right and Gaborik on the left wing on this line.
So now you have the changes right there. Mike Richards into a more, I guess, comfortable position for him, distributing the puck. When you have guys like Carter and Gaborik, two speedsters, you got to get him the puck.
Taken away by Nashville here across the line, and a hard hit there by McNabb knocks Ryan Ellis down.
McNabb in the spot he's becoming known for, right inside the blue line, just levels the defenseman. So the Kings have a very physical start here by defensemen and forwards.
And now here is Kopitar up to center ice. Kopitar, 7 points last 7 games. In the middle, shoots and up high and over the net. Picked up now by Volchenkov, and he gets it out to center ice for the Predators. Taken away by the Kings and driven right back in by Robin Regehr.
So Kopitar is between Toffoli and Pearson. So you have the kids with Kopitar, a little mix-up right there. A lot of things changing as far as the combinations for the Kings.
Puck driven deep into the Nashville zone. Kopitar in to get it over to Tyler Toffoli. Other little shot by Pearson blocked. Toffoli goes for it again. Toffoli on the left wing side, but it's taken away. And Paul Gaustad moves it behind the net, and now up the left wing boards. The Kings try to hold it in, and still whacking at it. And finally, Ellis gets it out to center. Nashville with it, flipped across the line. Predators second in the Central Division, 4th in the Western Conference, and 8th overall. That's how good a season they are having here as they start this game tonight. Muzzin drives it back behind the net. Not cut off there by Pekka Rinne. Now the Kings into forecheck. Check there, and a pass up the middle, but didn't connect. The check was by Dwight King. Now at the blue line, held in by Muzzin at the left point. Muzzin gives it to Clifford. His shot is up high, and we'll have a face-off coming up here with no score in the first period.
If you can keep this going, this is exactly where you want to start. There it is there with McNabb. Ellis, the defenseman, thought McNabb was just going to turn, spin, and go back for the puck. He did not do that. McNabb had support, so he stands up and takes the body, and that's what you want to see. You want to see it early. The Kings have talked about starts. They've talked about it too much. I think they're getting fed up about talking about it. They got to keep this going. So far, it's a real good start.
King scratches tonight. Andy Andrioff, Jordan Nolan, and Alec Martinez. Martinez is on the trip practicing, and maybe Saturday night. We'll see if he's going to be back in. There's Williams with a shot. Just tipped wide. Williams goes for the rebound. Gets it back out to the right point, and it gets by Green out to center. Green has to hustle back to get his stick on it. Taken back into the King zone, and Green breaks it up again. Sends it into the Nashville zone, and an icing call against the Kings.
Monday keys to the game, well, breakouts, because the Predators are known for more aggression on the forecheck. The Kings will have to be sharper on the breakouts. Special teams. Goes without saying. It has to improve on the road. Roman Josi, Shea Weber, one of the top pairs when you talk about defensemen. They can score, but they're known right now as shutdown guys. That's what they're doing for the Predators. Kings will try to wear them down if possible.
And off the draw in the Kings zone. The Kings have it. Move it off the boards up to center ice. Taken there, and Losing his stick was Williams as he got checked by Volchenkov. Puck comes into the Nashville zone, driven around the boards on the right side to Green. Out to Williams, and he couldn't hold it in. Must be a bump right there.
Same exact spot, Bob. Exact spot where Green couldn't hold it in.
Now here's Brown. His shot knocked away, and as it comes off the boards, it's covered by Pekka Rinne.
I was talking with Drew Doughty yesterday at practice. I was talking with a couple guys today, and Drew was, about the road record. And again, I think the Kings players are getting sick of that, but, the record dictates asking the questions that everyone's asking. The one thing he said, we're not worried about it. He feels that the veterans are going to pull together and lead this team, especially on the road. I talked with Stoll this morning. I talked with Brown this morning. They both said the same thing. Worry isn't there. They feel they can turn this around.
Kings have it at center ice and thrown right back into the Nashville zone. We're in the first period. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. Second game of this road trip. Nashville with a shot and just wide by Yarncroke. Boy, he cranked that one up and just shot it wide. He was right in the slot. Pass ahead to Richards. Richards for the Kings. On the right side to Carter. Carter threw it through in front. Comes to Muzzin. He shoots and it's wide. Rebound out to the right point. Doughty. There's that right point again. This time he held it in. Puck is down in the corner. Nashville zone. Now Gaborik with a shot. Knocked wide. It looked like it was going wide, but tipped a little wider and then taken by Nashville and chipped, but not out. It was knocked down by Doughty, and Kings are changing on the fly now, and the Predators bring it up to center ice. Ryan Ellis sends it ahead across the line, but Kings break it up and move it right back into the Nashville zone. Back-to-back games for the Kings. Tomorrow night they'll be in Minnesota to take on the Wild. Kings come back. Here's Toffoli with a shot and a save by Rinne.
And the second chance opportunity was just right there, just a couple of inches away on the rebound.
Gostad with it. He shoots and a save by Martin Jones. The Kings threw the puck off to an open wing, and Gostad had the best chance to get there, and he did. Now a save by Jones on the shot by Ryan Ellis.
So the Kings have it going here. The Predators get their first chance on a bounce off the boards. The boards look very quick here, too, much like Dallas the other night.
Yeah.
We take a look at the reason the questions are being asked, Bob. It's the numbers difference between the home and the road. And it's just the inability. Again, what we talked about earlier, specialty teams early in the game. We haven't seen that yet because there's been no power plays. Those are the types of things. But the forecheck has been there for the Kings, taking the body up the ice.
Might not get many power plays tonight. Nashville's the least penalized team in the NHL. Another big difference. Kings are number 1 in the NHL at home and dead last, number 30 on the road in the NHL. Ready on this draw, and Stoll on the faceoff, and the Kings control it, bring up the center ice. Here's Tanner Pearson. Pearson, but a whistle as he drives it in and offside against the Kings.
Kings trying to counterattack. There's Daryl Sutter behind the bench. So Kings had a chance to practice yesterday, had an optional skate this morning. And he talked about the Nashville Predators, and he's talking about the forwards. And he also said, they wanted to change the style here in Nashville. They did that. But he said, when you change the style, yeah, you change the coach, but you also have to change the personnel. And the Predators have done that, too, with a lot of new forwards.
Dwight King poked it ahead. He gets checked into the boards of the Nashville zone. An oddity in this schedule, the Kings left Los Angeles last Friday. They've been on the road 5 days, and this is only the second game they played. Puck is out of the right point, and a shot knocked down, tipped into the corner. Lewis tried to get to it. Cleared back out to center ice by the Predators.
I was talking to Gary Bettman about that, Bob, that schedule issue. He mentioned you need time in Nashville to get to the honky-tonk bars, so you're going to have a lot of time on the road.
Yeah, I wasn't complaining. I just was bringing out a fact here.
That's right.
Puck is taken in the Kings zone, and back they come to center ice. Over now on the left side to Clifford. He throws it down in deep. Kings are 5-4-1 here in Nashville in their last 10 appearances. Kings behind the net. Clifford couldn't hang on. Now he throws a hard check, knocks down Derek Roy, and the puck taken by the Predators, and they come up the right side. Yarncroke threw it across in front. Kings change on the fly, and they've got it back in their own zone. Muzzin moves it up ahead to center. Predators take it away, but now Doughty's got it for the Kings.
Brown had to make sure there, Bob, on the change. He's coming on the ice. He did not play the puck. He could have. If he does, it's too many men.
Here is Muzzin at center ice. Fires it back behind the net. Pekka Rinne cuts it off there, drives it up on the glass and out to center, and Drew Doughty back to get it. Now over to Muzzin. He came across the line and got checked and spun around there, and the Predators try to get it back up to center ice. They've got Smith cutting in all alone. Smith in front. He shoots. Score!
Well, in a period, Bob, where control of just about every factor. A clear-cut breakdown. You talk about if this is a breakaway from the blue line in, you see Muzzin gets caught where he's off balance, but the breakout here by the Predators, it just catches the Kings. The puck goes all the way around and wide open. I'm talking wide open is Craig Smith. Now he takes time to go tweeners right here. Jones gets just a piece of it, but the breakdown, no one has the far lane. When the puck went around the boards in the Predator zone, the Kings could not spot it. They didn't react. The lanes were not covered, and the Predators lead 1-0.
Well, the Kings give up the first goal of the game on the road once again, and now the puck is deep into the King zone, and Green picks it up there, and a whistle on the play. So now 1-0 as Craig Smith scores for Nashville.
Get down, see what happens. The Kings dump it in, no trouble here. Jake Muzzin, once he gets over the offensive blue line, you see he stood up right there by Seth Jones. You get a little stat, he kind of goes off balance, but you keep going through. Not really a problem right here, but the Predators are much quicker on the counter. Another stop here, guys. You see Muzzin? He makes contact with Smith on the right side of the screen, and then he gets knocked off balance. He gets knocked off stride. And by that time, it's just too late. Smith is on his horse. He has the breakaway, and he's open right away. Now, a little bit of that is probably, again, the different approach by the Predators where they're looking to get out of their zone quick. They're looking to attack, but you can see the clear-cut breakdown. It wasn't a misassignment. It was just knocked off balance a couple times, and no one backing up. Jake Muzzin tried to skate backwards, probably should have tried to go forward, did not do so, and he gets caught. Can't catch up.
Craig Smith gets his 7th of the year. He was born in Madison, Wisconsin, played at the University of Wisconsin. Now the Kings break out to center. Left side, Gaborik shoots, save, and then covered by Rinne. It went off his glove, but he didn't catch it cleanly. The assists on that goal by Smith go to Wilson and Volchenkov at 6:24 the first period. And we've been told, Jim, about Peter Laviolette. Attack, that's what he wants to see.
He certainly does. There's much more emphasis. And the numbers defensively are still real good for the Predators. There's sort of the attention to detail there, but they're spending less time in their own zone. They have Rinne back in goal. All those things go together. But there is no question. The makeup, the personnel changes, everything geared toward more offense, so they're much more aggressive on the forecheck. Haven't really had a forecheck going tonight, but that counterattack works.
And the Kings win the draw. Regehr with a drive that's blocked. And a pass up the middle taken away by Nashville. Into the King zone. Thrown down Ian deep by Taylor Beck. And it comes around to Carter. Carter's pass. Kings have it in their own zone, but coming in to try and take it away, Nashville Predators, but it comes over to Doughty. Doughty sends it up along the boards, and now Nashville with a forecheck going here. Puck is in deep to Doughty. Doughty's pass around the boards comes over to Carter. Carter checked there, can't clear it out yet. Held in, and Nashville's back behind the net. He had a man in front, couldn't get it to him. Regehr broke it up, got it to Carter, and finally the Kings get a little breathing room to get it out to center. Jim, you mentioned the defense. Nashville, second best defensive team right now in the NHL, allowing just a tick over 2 goals a game.
Yeah, the offensive numbers are up a bit, not a lot. But the biggest difference is just the overwhelming time they have the puck this year. They used to go back and collapse defensively and kind of protect more. Now they have the puck offensively, and they attack more.
And they've got it again, and a pass off on the right side and into the King zone. Down toward the corner, battled for there as coming in to throw a check, and then puck taken by Kopitar. But his pass taken away by Shea Weber. Now behind the net. Green with a check there as the Kings try to get control of the puck again. Kopitar is there. Puck comes around on the right wing side, and Ribeiro gets it back to the point. A shot from there by Weber is wide. He can really bring it from that blue line. Again, the Nashville Predators hold it in. Back to the blue line it goes. They've got a 1-0 lead here in the first period. Mike Ribeiro with it now, another newcomer to this team. And the puck picked up again by the Nashville Predators in the King zone. Weber, right side, a shot wide to the left. As the puck comes off the boards, the shot by James Neal. Neal going for it down in the corner. He didn't get there. Nashville still has it, though. Colin Wilson. Wilson, top of the slot. He's got room. He shoots. Save, and the rebound just went wide to the right goal post.
It was right there.
And now in front, a shot. Save again by Jones. Kings can't get the puck. Now it's in the corner, still on Nashville's stick. Back to the blue line. The crowd roaring now on this forecheck by Nashville. Long shot knocked down. Neal with a shot is wide. Again, Nashville with it. Kings can't get the puck.
Fatigue factor here. Now you're tiring out.
Ribeiro over a shot and a save by Jones.
There's big Shea Weber, Bob, with a one-timer. That's the guy you want shooting. Total domination on the ship by the Nashville Predators, and a good example, again, of how they're more hungry for the puck. They're more inclined to stay around loose pucks. They're more inclined to get loose pucks. Fighting off the save right there is Jones initially. Then the Kings can't get to it. It's a swarm attack by the Predators. And the Kings, at this point, now you're starting to get tired. And then sooner or later, things would break down because you make mental mistakes. The shot by Weber, good play right there by Jones because there's no rebound. If there's a rebound, the Predators keep the puck alive.
Again, a face-off in the Kings zone here in the first period. 1-0 in favor of Nashville. Kings get to it. Can't clear it out. Held in again. Now they should have a chance. Puck comes over to Clifford. Clifford on the left wing, moves it up ahead and across the line here, offside, called against the Kings.
A reminder to Kings fans, all fans in attendance at the Kings game on December 2nd will receive a Dustin Brown mini stick and a custom display base. That base you can put sticks and other sticks into it. Visit LAKings.com/mini-sticks for more information and learn how you can get the limited edition platinum mini stick sets featuring Andrei Kopitar and an opportunity to win playoff tickets.
Kings with it out at center ice. Muzzin sends it over to Doughty. Shoots from outside the blue line. On target save made by Pecorine. 10-12 to go in the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Predators. Craig Smith with a goal. Kings take it away in their own zone. Doughty with it now. Doughty's pass comes over to Clifford. Clifford up to center ice. He throws it off on the right side and across the line. Lewis drives it in deep in the zone, back behind the net. Predators go for it there. Ryan Ellis going to pick it up. He gets checked by Dwight King. Puck is poked loose. Predators have it, though. They come back up to center ice. Into the King zone, and a good check on the far side by Doughty. Puck is thrown back behind the net, though. Still in the King zone. Picked up by Olli Jokinen, former Kings #1 pick. Back to the right side, Seth Jones. Jones' drive goes wide. In front all alone, and the puck was mishandled before they could get a shot. They had a man all alone in front. It was Matt Cullen.
Yeah, Cullen couldn't get it initially. Then Jones spotted that, and Jones was aggressive with his stick.
And again, shot saved by Jones. Shot by Yarncroke. Kalle Yarncroke. Taken behind the net by the Predators in the King zone. Drops it off Seth Jones walking in. Wrap around. Save and the rebound. The Kings get it up in the air and out to center ice. Now a good check right at the blue line there as the Kings tried to bring it across. But the check thrown by the Predators. Picked up now by Seth Jones. Volchenkov with that check. Jones comes across the line. King zone, hangs on. Drops it off in the corner. Centering pass broken up by Williams, and he sweeps it up on the right wing side. Kings back across the blue line on the right side. Now Williams, his shot, score! The rebound. Williams got the shot. The rebound was knocked in by McBain. I think it was way in deep. And the Kings have tied the score at 1-1.
What happens on this play, Bob, is what the Kings need more of. And I'm going to be specific here. It's Marian Gaborik. Watch when number 12 gets the puck. The difference, and watch how the defense has to back off. Ellis has to back off here because, look at him. Look at him turn on his speed right here. That's 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 strides. And the way Gaborik skates, that opens up things. You have the second wave coming. You have McBain, Bob, as you mentioned, around the crease, whether it hits him or not. But I think this entire play is created by the speed of Gaborik. The Kings have been waiting to see more and more of that. They're going to take a look at this, Bob, just to see exactly how it went in. I assume they're looking for one of two things. Distinct kicking motion or maybe something off a glove, those types of things. I think from the looks we had when we saw it live, it did not look like there was any issue. But they're going to make sure. Tom Cowell's going to turn around and say they took a look at it, and it's going to...
It's confirmed it's a good hockey goal.
Good hockey goal, so that's going to count. And the Kings get the speed of Gaborik. They get the second wave, and they get a defenseman driving to the net. Jamie McBain, he's known for that. He's known for offensive attitude and approach. And he kept going. He didn't stop. As a defenseman, he kept going right to the front. The speed works for the Kings. Tied up 1-1.
Williams will get an assist on it as the Kings have tied it. And the puck back into the Kings zone now. And Cleared to the blue line and out to center ice. Predators take it there and send it back across the line into the Kings zone, where the Kings take control and get it up to center ice. Here's Richards. Richards, left side. Richards pass in front, but never got there. Taken away by the Predators and cleared out to center ice.
Kind of funny, Bob. When the Predators scored, the Kings actually had the better of play. When the Kings scored, it was the Predators that were turning it on the forecheck. Both teams have come back with kind of counterattack goals. That's why we're tied 1-1.
The assists officially go to Williams and Gaborik on the King goal by McBain, his first of the year. 11:32 the time of the goal. Predators chase it down in the Kings zone, but the Kings have it down in the corner. It's cleared ahead to Gaborik. Gaborik, but his pass is knocked down and now bounces up in the air, and the Predators trying to hold it in, and they do. Taken away, though, by Muzzin for the Kings. He got it up to center ice. Driven in, and a hard shot that bounced and knocked away by Pekka Rinne.
That was even higher than waist high by Rinne. He was down on his knees. He's a big guy. Those 6'5" makes a blocker save on the bounce.
Kings turn it back the other way, but Toffoli's pass taken away, and now a battle for it just outside the King blue line. The Kings dig it out. They get it over to Andrei Kopitar. Williams with an assist. Points in 5 straight games for him now. And the puck goes up out of play with 6:51 to go here in the first period. And Jamie McBain, a newcomer to the Kings this year, gets the goal to tie the game at 1.
NHL, you're a good skater. When you skate like Marian Gaborik, other NHL players marvel at how fast you can skate. That last goal, the strides he takes. Look at this. He backs off, gap there, slows down, allows the second wave to be a factor. How does it go in? Jamie McBain going to the front. Watch this. He turns around, he spins. He doesn't kick it, more deflects off the right skate. It can deflect. You can even redirect the puck now. No distinct kicking motion, but Gaborik's speed, that was almost one of those Top Gun plays, Bob, where he used all the speed, then he put on the brakes. Everyone goes by. Someone else is open.
Jim, I know you'll love to hear this. 2 Wisconsin guys have scored in this game. For the Nashville Predators, Craig Smith. He played in Wisconsin 2 years, and for the Kings, Jamie McBain, he played there 3 years. Puck comes up to center ice, and the King Kopitar took it away, but the Kings offside on the play.
Now they're still Division I, right, Bob? Wisconsin.
That's right. They're in the Big Ten Conference.
Okay. Changing things around. McBain comes in. Not the biggest of guys. Has NHL experience. It's not like he hasn't been here before. He's been here before many times, and he gets a good feeling. He will have to do those types of things in order to stay in the lineup. Again, he has to play to his strength. His strength is mobility and offense, and he does it on the goal, obviously.
He was born in Edina, Minnesota. Another one that played at that great program at Shattuck St. Mary's in Minnesota. Kings send it across the line. It comes right toward Rinne and then flipped up high and out of play. Is it going to be
automatic penalty? Yep. Weber knocks the puck out of the air, and in this instance, you know, it's one of those where it's deliberate. And for that reason, the puck is elevated over the glass from the defensive zone without it hitting anything else, and it goes directly over. So puck high into the air, and there it is on the back end. Once, twice, yeah, the second time. So what we talked about in the open, Bob, first period, specialty team situations. The Kings want a goal, but the one thing they don't want is what happened last game against Dallas, where momentum went the other way because the Kings couldn't generate anything on the power play. They go with the veteran line up front, Brown, Stoll, and Williams. McNabb and McBain back on the blue line.
Kings are 20th in the league on the power play. The penalty killing, 27th in the league for Nashville. We talked earlier today, Jim, about the great record Nashville has, but their specialty teams, power play and penalty kill, are really low in the league.
Plus 19, 5-on-5. That's a huge difference.
Now the puck back behind the net. Kings had a man in front for a moment, couldn't get it to him. It comes out to the blue line. McNabb off to the right side. Kings with a chance to take the lead. Pass through, comes over on the left side, taken there by Williams. Williams gets it back to the blue line. McNabb, he waits to Williams. Williams shoots, save, and no rebound there. Brown was screening the goaltender, but the goaltender in Rinne saw it and made the save.
I think it actually went through the legs of Dustin Brown. So it took a while to get it going, but that's better. That's what you want. You want an early shot. And the numbers we've been talking about, Bob, on the road and the penalty kill and the power play, it's more important to point out when these things are happening, early in games. And you see Dustin going back and forth trying to create that screen. It does go through him, but Rinne's able to look around. But early in games, set a tone with the man advantage.
Now Richards, Carter, Gabrick up front, Muzzin and Doughty back on this portion of the power play. Puck is driven all the way down behind the King net. Picked up there, and Doughty gets it to Muzzin. 1-1 the score here in the first period. 5:18 to go in the period. Kings on the power play for another minute right now. Here is Doughty to center. Doughty still with it. Comes across the line, but offside. Called against the Kings.
You had both linesmen on the blue line. That's another little play, another change that the officials are looking to do this year. If it is possible for both linesmen to be at the blue line, they're asking them to do that. Usually you had kind of a stagger effect in the past. Well, you'll see what happens here because they feel sometimes one side gets blocked out because of players. Get a stop right here, guys. On the right side of the screen, you have the linesman with a play right in front of him. If you keep it going, you'll see who makes the call. It's the guy on the other side who makes the call. Even though he's further away, he felt he had a better look at it because he was not screened out by players. Now they're taking a delay here to get some things going with the ice. But the Kings want that power play early in games. And get it going, set a tone.
Predators have 28 points, and that has tied for the second most points they've ever had at this point of the season. They also had 28 points back in 2006 and 7. They have not lost 2 consecutive games this season.
Consistency, and they've talked about inter-game consistency, Bob. I mean, probably 60 minutes, very few highs, very few lows within a game. Just keep it going the same way. Talked with Peter Laviolette this morning, saying they get behind. It really doesn't faze them. It doesn't bother them as much as did in the past.
Now the Kings with it in the zone. Carter's pass comes around to Muzzin. Muzzin down into the corner. Gets it to Carter. Carter's pass up the middle, intercepted there and cleared into the Kings zone. Jeff Carter leads the Kings in power play goals with 3. Kings now have 31 seconds left to go with a man advantage. Up to center ice they come. Pass along the right wing side, and down in deep goes Richards. Richards checked there, gets it to Carter. Carter back out to the right point. Held in there and down into Richards. Richards to Carter. He shoots, and it's off the boards wide. Rebound to Doughty. Doughty hangs on. Feeds it now. The blue line's held in there by Carter. Doughty's pass taken away, and the Predators back to center ice. Kings get back in a hurry, and the puck driven in by Roman Josi deep into the King zone, and that's the end of the King power play. Failed to score on it, and the game is still tied 1-1. Tanner Pearson down the left side. He gets checked there in the Predator zone. Down in the corner, Pearson still trying to dig it out. Kopitar in to help him out. Kopitar got checked by Seth Jones, and the puck taken by the Predators and cleared to center and knocked down there and controlled by the Kings. Regehr knocked it down, gave it to Kopitar, and now up to center. It's snapped down into the Nashville zone. Pearson going for it. Into the corner. Now pass to Pearson behind the net. Volchenkov broke that up, but the Kings still have it. To the blue line to Regehr. Regehr drives it in behind the net. Pearson trying to pick it up. Seth Jones checks him. Kings still have it. Pass to Regehr, but he couldn't handle it. And is brought to center now by the Nashville Predators to the Forsberg, their leading scorer. Puck comes around the boards and chopped out to center by Tyler Toffoli. At center ice, Kings almost took it away, but back comes Nashville. Right side, in deep, pass in front by Wilson. Up the middle, and then a shot wide to the right side. Kings try to clear, can't do it yet. And now they get it out to center ice. Taken there by Jarnkrok. He gave it to Neal. Now into the King zone. Shot or pass came right through in front, out to the right point to Shea Weber. Kings chase it down. Jamie McBain going for it. McBain put it down the corner. Now over to throw a check there is McNabb. McNabb with a check. And Kings take it away and clear it to the blue line, but not out yet. Again, Nashville holds it in. It comes right toward Jones. He has to cover it for a face-off. Very impressive forechecking by Nashville, and that's what we were told that they do. We'll be back right after this.
Oh, you're old when? Well, talking with Ole Jokinen this morning at the morning skate, he was at Nashville played the game after the Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Toronto. So he was spotted at a hotel. He was talking with Rob Blake, Luc Robitaille, and Matty Nordstrom, and he was with some of his teammates. And they asked him, how do you know those guys? He said, I used to play with them. He said, yeah, you're very, very old. So he's 35 years old now. He went from the cue ball, Bob. He had the haircut. Now he's Thor. He's got the locks flowing.
Right.
He's going, but funny incident there in Toronto where his teammates catch him talking to some guys he used to play with. Rob Blake, Luc Robitaille, and Matty Nordstrom.
Well, Ole's in his 17th season. He was the Kings' #1 pick, 3rd overall in 1997. He's been with 8 different teams, including the Nashville Predators here tonight. Puck is in the Kings' zone and centered, but tipped out to center ice. Williams chasing it down there. Sent back into the Kings' zone, and Doughty goes back to pick it up. Doughty's pass around the boards was up on the glass, knocked down by Williams. Williams put it back behind the net, taken away, and centered out in front, but the Kings have it again, and here's Doughty. He got it out to center. Kings have it, come across the line into the Nashville zone. Shot by Brown, rebounded, and off to the right side, and shot wide by Williams.
That was an attempt by Brown, no hesitation, and it turns into a play because of a bounce.
Brown still has it behind the net. Brown's pass over, a shot and a save and a rebound. The shot was by Muzzin, and the save by Rene.
It looked like Rene, Bob, was off balance, but he was able to come across and make the save. Big body to make that stop.
Predators back up to center ice. Pass by Forsberg off on the right side, but the Kings take control and have it in their own zone now with 1:30 to go in the first period. Pass ahead and across the line. Kings with it, right side, Carter. Carter into the corner. Carter had it tipped away from him, and Smith tried to clear. He got it to the blue line, but it was held in there by Richards. Over now to Gaborik. Gaborik, he holds it in. Kings try to get there. Richards does, but into the corner. Yarncroke takes it away, and it comes out to center ice. Chased down again by the Kings. McNabb. Back over to Green. 1 minute to go here in the first period. End of the period. Jim Fox, Darrell Evans, and I will reflect on the life and coaching ability of Pat Quinn. Both of those players played for Pat when he coached the LA Kings. That'll be right at the end of this period. Puck taken by Nashville. Across the line, right side, a shot, saved by Jones. And he hangs on to that on the shot by Craig Smith.
Again, the offense is the focus point, but the goaltending of Nashville Predators and Pekka Rinne has been the reason. He kind of gets caught up here. He's coming across, and he's down on his knees, and he's leaning one way, but he's really athletic for a goaltender. 6'5". You see him go post to post. He has no problem having one skate at one post, one skate at the other. And he certainly does the job on that play right there. Not only the save, but bringing a lot of confidence to his teammates.
Predators won their last game 3-2 over Florida in a shootout. They had 50 shots in that game. That was last Saturday. Off the draw here, Kopitar down on his knees trying to control it. Puck comes into the corner. Predators have it. Kings zone. All the way back to the blue line. Now driven by Derek Roy into the corner. Kopitar over to throw a check there. And Kopitar goes down. Ricker comes over to help out. Predators still with it. 23 seconds to go in the period. Kings get it out to center ice. Pass up in the air. They try to get it over to Pearson. Broken up. And the Kings almost got it back again. But now it comes to Cullen. Cullen gets it up to center. And a pass by Weber is broken up. And back into the neutral zone.
Back check by Toffoli, Bob, all the way there. Smart play.
Kopitar gives it to Pearson. Now Cullen clears it out, and that's the end of the first period with a score tied 1-1 for the Kings. Well, Smith scored first for the Predators on a breakaway, and then Jamie McBain tied it up with assists from Williams and Gaborik at 11:52. Shots on goal. The Predators had 12, the Kings had 7.
And again, the Kings started very well the first 4 to 5 minutes. Then the Predators got their going again. But it was interesting to me, again, when the Predators scored, it came after the Kings were dictating the pace in the play. And when the Kings scored, it was right after Predators were doing that. The Kings were much more physical in the first period. They want to see more of that in period number 2 and period number 3.
When we come back, Jim Fox, Darrell Evans, and I reflect on Pat Quinn. To you by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Outback or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Nashville. The Predators scored first. The Kings come back, tie it up. There's Tanner Pearson. Pretty good start to the season. Of course, he's playing today against Philip Forsberg, and those guys will be considered for Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Month was Pearson. I assume that Forsberg might take it in November.
Well, the second period underway. Pearson goals in 2 straight games for him. The game here is tied 1-1. Kings bring it up to center ice, and Jake Muzzin drives it back behind the net. Stoll in to try and get it in the corner. Puck comes along the board, taken by Williams. But a whistle here. So
Puck knocked out of there with a high stick. I think it was Jared Stoll on the forecheck. I think that, the faceoff's going to come outside. So there's the numbers. Pearson had the start. He was hot. The Kings had some injury issues, and then the Kings went on the road and kind of cooled off. Philip Forsberg has been a force all season long, and you see that 22 points, plus 20. That's another thing you look at in the plus 13 for Pearson. With young players, there have been a lot of times where young players come in and light it up offensively, but don't necessarily make themselves reliable on the defensive side of the puck. So the plus-minus tells the story with both guys.
Philip Forsberg out of Sweden. He's only 20 years old. They got him in a trade with Washington. They sent Martin Erat to the Capitals. So it's been a great trade for Nashville as the puck comes up ahead to center and off the stick of Volchenkov into the Kings zone, and Kings control it there. And now the puck flips up in the air, and we get a stoppage of play while they get the puck out of the penalty box. They were opening the door there for a moment.
There's Forsberg again. You see what's happening this year as far as the rookies goes. And time on ice fifth, but then everything else is right at the top. And I guess when you compare him to Pearson, you give Forsberg the edge in overall skill. I think with Pearson, you give him the edge in just that energy type of factor that he brings because he's always playing at top speed.
Green drives it into the Nashville zone, but whistle on the play and an icing call against the Kings.
You can't get anything going here in the second period. Nothing going. Puck hit with a high stick, puck into the bench, icing. So it's going to take a little while to get going here. Again, Gaborik instrumental in the first Kings goal by using that speed. Finds himself with new line mates in tonight's game. Richards in the middle, Carter on one ring, although in this side of the ice, Jeff Carter will take faceoffs. He's doing right here against Ribeiro.
It's the way to stop that forecheck. Just get whistles all the time. Puck comes to the blue line, and Kings can't clear it out. It's held in, and down in deep is Ribeiro going for it, but the Kings have it. Pass up the right side and cleared up ahead to center. Chased down by Gaborik in front. He shoots, and he scores! Gaborik chased down the loose puck, and the Kings lead 2-1.
Now this is something that very few players can do. And Jeff Carter knew that when he lofted the pass to Marian Gaborik. The first play was made by McNabb. But this one here, and I know the best comparison I can come up with is when a quarterback in football puts a lot of air under the ball. And he just allows the receiver to use his speed to run on top of it. But then the finish, once he gets to the puck very quickly with a snap of the wrist, doesn't give Rennie, the goaltender, any time to figure out what's going on. And Gaborik gets the big goal. Kings lead 2-1.
Carter will get an assist, 6 points in his last 8 games for Carter now. And for Gaborik, his 4th goal of the year puts the Kings ahead 2-1. Kings with it again in the Nashville zone. Thrown into the corner now by Toffoli. Picked up along the boards. Kings keep it alive. Pass up the middle. And spinning away there is McBain. McBain throws it in behind the net. Taken by Tanner Pearson. Pearson still with it. Pearson drops it off over to Kopitar to the blue line. Regehr shoots and saved by Rene and no rebound.
And you come back with another solid shift. You put the puck in the offensive zone. You go to work. And the Kings are going to work right now. I mentioned Brady McNabb. You'll see him go back for the puck right here. Watch here. He has a fake before he gets there. Then he gets a hold of it. Then he has a presence of mind to kind of hold on again. Then he gets it to Jeff Carter. Look what Gaborik starts. The defenseman's going backwards. By this time, it's too late. It's just too late. By the time the defenseman pivots, Gaborik just has to keep going forward. And again, when he got there, it was very important. The breakout's important because of the pressure of the Predators, and McNabb gets the Kings going out of the zone.
So the assist, Gaborik's goal, and then the assists go to Carter and McNabb at 1:01 of the second period, and the Kings have a 2-1 lead. Off the draw here, taken by Nashville. Up to center ice, thrown ahead to the blue line, but then broken up at center ice. Predators get it again. Back across the line, they come down into the corner. Roman Josi gets knocked down there, and the puck cleared out to center ice. Down deep into the Nashville zone now, and Shea Weber back to get it. Weber drops it off behind the net. Pass comes out to center ice. Kings take it away, back at their own blue line.
If you can get a chance, and it's very difficult to do, you want to take the body on Weber. He's the guy that's going to log a lot of minutes, and you want to wear him down as much as possible. He's out there with Josi, and they've been a real good pair for a couple of years now. They're getting used to each other, They know what's going on out there.
Here is Roman Josi in the slot, hangs onto it, but his pass hit a skate, and the Kings clear it out to center ice. Taken there by Dwight King. Now Trevor Lewis. Lewis, his shot blocked. Lewis goes for it again. He's got it to the blue line to Regehr. His shot saved. And there was traffic right in front of Rene. And puck comes out to the right point, held in by McBain, but offside called here.
Just could not get it there to stay in. But the Kings get traffic. Not only with the goaltender like Rene, you take away his eyes, because he's so big. If you can keep the goalie back in his crease, you can see right there, and there's a jostling going on. That's important too, because Rene, with his size at 6'5", if he can be aggressive, you can't get a shot by him. So you get the traffic there, and you keep him back deep in his crease, and that should give you your best chance to score. Or just get Marian Gaborik on a breakaway. That works too.
Pass up to center and taken away by the Kings again, and down the right wing side now. Here's Brown with a shot. Wide, rebound, held into the left point. Sent down in the corner. Brown going for it again. Up the middle of Williams. Williams checked there, but here is McBain. McBain tried to give it into Stoll. Stoll tried to get it over to Brown. Brown got checked there. Taken away by Volchenkov, and his pass picked up and brought up to center ice now by Colin Wilson. Predators into the King zone. Long shot, then a save by Martin Jones, and he hangs on. Shot by Järnkrok. All I know is Järnkrok, every time he gets the puck, he shoots.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
You got that right. Makes your presence felt on a new team, joining a team, and get it going that way. Daryl Sutter talked this morning about the Predators and all the new players. When I was talking with Olli Jokinen, Bob, he mentioned that he believes there's 8 players that have played centerman at one time or another in the NHL on their team right now. So you have guys who are centermen who are playing on the wing. As we've talked many times in the past, it's much easier to go from center to the wing than it is from wing back to center.
Face-off now is Ribeiro on the draw, but the Kings win the face-off, but they don't clear it out. It was held in for a moment. Now it's knocked down and cleared out to center ice. Sent right back into the King zone. Taken by McNabb. Dropped it off there. The Kings get it over to Carter. Carter's pass broken up, and a save there on the shot by Forsberg.
Important right there for Jones to take one step forward to make the save.
Now at the blue line, a shot knocked down, and the Kings bring it back to center ice. Carter on the right wing. Carter looking for some space. Hope checked away from him. Now taken by Gaborik. Gaborik had his pass knocked down. Still a battle along the boards, and the Kings dig it out. Richards battling there, and in comes Carter. Now Gaborik chasing it down. Ellis steps in front of him. Kings with a forecheck of their own now, bottling up the Predators in the zone, but it comes around to Forsberg, and Forsberg clears it up to center ice. Predators into the King zone. Here's Mike Ribeiro. Ribeiro's pass along the boards, taken away. He was a free agent out of Arizona, joining the Nashville Predators this year.
Toffoli taking away time and space right there against Ribeiro. If Ribeiro gets the blue line with control, that's when he becomes much more dangerous. He makes the plays.
Puck comes deep into the Nashville zone, and Shea Weber back to get it. He put it behind the net, goes for it again. Kings come in to poke it free. Puck taken by Toffoli, and now his pass taken away, and now the Predators pick it up on the right side. Olli Jokinen with it. Jokinen skates right in front of his own goalie, and the puck comes up to center. Jokinen throws a check there and steamrolls Toffoli and knocks him down. Predators have it again. Roman Josi up to center. Played there by Jokinen. He backhands it into the King zone, and the Kings back in to get it. And now it comes all the way out to center and back into the Nashville zone, and an icing call against the Kings.
Kings fans, the annual LA Kings Black Friday Cyber Monday sale is this Friday morning through Monday night. Specials this year include discounted tickets, event suites, ice crew calendars, and more. Visit LAKings.com/Black Friday for more information.
Kings will be home this Saturday night against the Chicago Blackhawks. That game is going to start at 7 p.m. at Staples Center on Saturday night. We'll be on with Kings Live at 6:30. First matchup of the teams that battled for the Western Conference title last year, and the Kings won it in overtime in Game 7 in Chicago. Puck back down into the Nashville zone now, and Josi plays it up ahead. Picked up there and sent up to center ice by Calle Järnkrok, and a whistle on the play.
It looks like the back referee spotted something along with the linesman. I'm making the assumption it's going to be too many men on the ice. That assumption may be incorrect, but the referee's coming across.
Venture Center to Los Angeles. Too many men on the ice.
I was right again.
Right.
Too many men on the ice. So that hurts right here. Kind of gives the Predators a chance. There's Roman Josi. I mentioned him earlier, talking about him and his partnership along with Shea Weber, and playing together for a long period of time. But he still says that every single day you build chemistry, even though they played together for more than 2 years now. Build some chemistry, work on certain things, different types of players, but when they come together, they really complement each well.
King penalty killing 11th in the league, but they can't clear it out of the zone this time. It's held in. Pass off on the right side. Now Seth Jones with it. Back to the right. A shot blocked and cleared by Stoll back into the Nashville zone.
And getting that shooting line, and Jared Stoll does that. Again, this is his forte. Lately, with the veteran guys he's been playing with, he's been providing more offense, but this is the bread and butter here for Jared Stoll on the PK.
We talked about the specialty teams of the Predators not being high in the rankings. Their power play is 24th in the league. They have 3 players that have 2 power play goals apiece.
When you look down their lineup, Bob, you just see the balance. As you get down to the guys that are at the bottom, they still have enough points to be a factor. Everything's pulling together that way. The fans trying to get things going here. They determine the puck went off a King stick, so it goes deep in the zone for a face-off. Ribeiro against Kopitar. And again, this is on a portion of the game where the Kings had a pretty good feel for the game, and then you have the too many men on the ice. Predators with a chance, man advantage.
Kings win the draw. It was Kopitar that won the draw, but the puck came in the corner, and the Predators trying to get control of it. And they do. They get it back to the blue line. Shea Weber feeds it off on the right side. Weber's got that huge shot. He gave it to Josi. Now along the right wing boards, they set it up back to Josi. Weber's on the left side. Josi shoots. Saved by Martin Jones.
You know, Weber's got the type of shot, Bob, where you have to overplay him in a penalty kill situation. You have to shade over to his side. You have to know where he is at all times. Josi's job is to get it to Weber. Weber's going to be on his offside, so he's going to tee up the one-timer. And of course, if he doesn't score there, throughout the years, he creates so many second opportunities because the shot is so hard, the goaltender has to do something special to make a save, and many times, there's a rebound.
Ribeiro on the face-off here against Stoll in the King zone, and Stoll wins the draw. Back to Doughty. Doughty's pass off the boards, but held in. Pass on the right side, picked up by Ribeiro. Mike Ribeiro, the Kings had a chance to clear, didn't do it. Power play comes to Weber, now back over to Josi. To Weber, he winds, he shoots, and his stick went way up in the air. He broke it and went way up in the air.
Need it in the crowd, Bob. There's a souvenir for you.
Puck comes back to the blue line to Josi. Down the left side, Weber's got a new stick. Puck comes down in deep behind the net, and now along the right side, Weber pinching in. He shoots wide off the boards, and it rockets back off on the right side. Ribeiro with it. Ribeiro with a between the legs pass. Now back over to Weber. Weber shoots wide again. Picked up by Ribeiro. Stoll checks him. Kings can't clear. Josi shoots, and a save by Jones.
At least the second time here. A couple punches thrown. Both guys will just kind of settle down. It looks like Smith of the Predators, and maybe Revere of the Kings. Then Stoll's involved with Wilson, but everything settles down. Twice on this penalty kill where Martin Jones has made the save and made sure there's no rebound. And that can settle things down. If not, you're running around. The other team gets the puck again. Second period's the long change period. Early on, though, watch this. Tee it up, and there goes the stick. It just goes flying now. It makes it into about the second row into the stands. You got to keep your eye on that one. That could be dangerous, too.
Second time in 2 games it's happened exactly like that. Kings don't clear it out, though. Puck is held in now to Smith. Smith sends it around to Ribeiro. Time running out of the power play. Shot is knocked down. Rebound is covered by Martin Jones, and he hangs on.
Ribeiro is a magician when it comes to distributing the puck, and he tried to do it right there, but Matt Green was right in position. You see right there, Jones tapped Green on the pads because Matt Green spotted the play. He ends up making sure he gets in the way of a pass down low when Ribeiro thought he had everyone deked out and fooled out. He tried to make it a little bit more special, but he did the job right there. Matt Green helping out the goaltender.
Only 6 seconds left to go in the King penalty now, and a face-off in the King zone once again. Tomorrow night we'll be in Minnesota, St. Paul to take on the Minnesota Wild. 5 p.m., 4:30 for Kings Live. Tomorrow night on Fox Sports West. Kings are back at full strength. Puck taken by the Predators, though. They get it to Matt Cullen. Cullen back behind the net. Now it comes back out to the right point. Over to Shea Weber. He shoots. It's deflected right out in front, and the Kings take it away and bring it up to center ice. Cleared ahead, and Carter into the zone trying to get there. Broken up, and they get it out to Matt Cullen. Here's Cullen now. Comes across the line. He is the oldest player in Predators history as of tonight. And the puck is cleared up to center ice. 38 years, 22 days old. This is his 1,163rd game tonight in the NHL. Matt Cullen. Picked up by the Kings. Here is McBain in deep. Goes behind the net. Check there. Nashville zone. Kings come over to get a stick on it. Now McBain again. His pass. Now the Kings try to roll it out in front. Gabrick was trying to get there. Richards had it for a moment. Taken away by the Predators. And Ekholm cleared it to the blue line and then out to center ice. And the Kings drive it high in the air and right back in. And it's gloved by Pekka Rinne.
It was actually Ekholm, Bob, who played the most time in the first period for the Nashville Predators, so you don't normally see that. Again, Weber had a penalty, so he had to sit 2 minutes in the box. But Ekholm getting a lot of ice time.
Kings back in to get it, but a pass as came off the stick of Pearson. He was diving for it, but he got it back again, and the Kings get it up to center. Here is Toffoli, sending it across the line. Toffoli still battling there, tipped away from him. Back to center, but back to cover up for the Kings is Drew Doughty. Now, pass over to Toffoli. Got it from Kopitar. He drives it into the Nashville zone. Weber back to get it. He battles there with Pearson. Puck comes over now to Toffoli. Toffoli gives it to Kopitar. Kopitar spinning away from Yarncroke. Puck comes into the corner, and Nashville going to take over in their own zone now. And it's cleared out to center ice, and the Kings chase it back to the blue line. Poked up to center. Kings pick it up. Here's Williams. Williams shoots and a save. Rebound over to Brown. Brown's pass broken up, and Nashville gets it back out to center ice as Craig Smith cleared it, but the Kings have it again. Down the right side is Doughty. Now Williams, left side. Making a shot there was McNabb. McNabb, now his shot blocked, and then a shot is deflected up out of play.
It didn't work there, but very impressive by the Kings after losing the puck, how quickly they get it back. And then Braden McNabb showing a lot of confidence. There's Green. How about the goalie? Jones makes the save. In 5, that man, Marian Gaborik, has a goal tonight. Well, he scored his 100th to become the first player in Minnesota Wild history to get 100. That's back in 2005. It was a 5-3 win over the St. Louis Blues. Marian Gaborik has played 9 seasons with the Wild, 4 with the Rangers, 2 with the Blue Jackets, and of course joining the Kings last year at the trade deadline and leading the Kings in scoring, goal scoring in the playoffs, and winning his first Stanley Cup.
The broken stick on the last play was Weber's again. So maybe, if we're lucky, he'll run out of sticks. That's one way to stop him. The puck is in the Nashville zone, and down the corner is Brown. Gets help from Stoll. Stoll trying to give it back to Brown. Williams in to help out. There's that veteran line we talked about in our open. The other lines have been shifted around. Still a battle down there as Brown gets knocked down. Williams trying to get free. Stoll was down on his knee. And the Predators dig it out, and it's cleared up ahead to center ice. Anton Volchenkov. Across the line, or is it Gaustad? Gaustad going down in deep, and now behind the net, McNabb. And a collision there, and then another hit by the Kings. And look out now, we got everybody upset.
It's Nystrom who leveled McNabb. Stoll comes in to help out. No punches are thrown, so I don't think you're going to get the 5-minute major for fighting. You're going to get something extra against Stoll. But he was not happy with Nystrom and the collision he had with McNabb. McNabb got back up, Bob, was ready to get back into the play. And just at that moment, Jarrett Stoll was saying, I didn't like what happened. And you'll see it here behind now. It's one of those where you're always trying to say, did he leave his feet or did he come off the ice? I don't think there's any question right there. He launches himself into McNabb, and then you see Stoll get involved again. Probably be a 2-minute roughing call against Jarrett Stoll. And that would be appropriate for the moment, but the Kings are concerned about the charge. And was there a charge by Eric Nystrom on the play? And certainly that's what Jared felt. We'll see what happens. Nystrom is probably on the left side of the screen. He's coming. He keeps going. Distance travel. He launches up into, but he did turn his body. It was not a hit from behind. It was shoulder. A lot of force right there. And because of that retaliation of Jared Stoll, the Nashville Predators will get a chance to go here on the power play. Now the faceoff comes outside because everyone got involved in the scrum after that. Keep in mind, every faceoff happens in the offensive zone for the team that goes on the power play.
The official penalty is a slash against Stoll. And Nashville on the power play for the second time in the game. They're 0 for 1. They've had 2 shots on goal. And the puck up to center ice now as Nashville trying to tie it up. Kings have a 2-1 lead. Forsberg sent it off and an offside called against Nashville.
So the Kings will try to pull together. This is one of the types of moments in a game where, Jared Stoll decides that the long-term good might be hurt by the short-term gain by the Predators because they go on the power play, but he's thinking long-term. He's thinking about team and pulling together and those types of things. You always try to kill every penalty, but sometimes there's a little bit more to each one. To start this one, Weber's not on the ice for the Nashville Predators, so with no chance to break another stick.
Well, he's shopping for one in the team store downstairs. Face-off won by the Predators. They're back in their own zone with a power play for another minute and 31 seconds. Kings with a 2-1 lead. Second period here in Nashville. Puck dropped back and brought across the line by Philip Forsberg. Poked away from him, but the Kings couldn't clear. Now held in by the Predators. Seth Jones out to the right point. Picked up again. Now his pass back on the right side, and still they can't get a shot yet. Neal right side. Jones at the right point. Jones hangs on, feeds it on the left to Forsberg, to Jones, to Forsberg. Forsberg shoots, and it's wide in the rebound to the blue line and held in by Seth Jones. Drives it in back behind the net. Comes back over to Forsberg. Forsberg's pass to the blue line to Jones, to Forsberg. Forsberg still with it. Moving down the left side, tried to throw it in front. It hit Doughty. Now back to Forsberg. Now to Jones. Now to Forsberg, just tipped away and then cleared out to center ice on a great play by Kopitar.
But the Predators come right back, want to keep the Kings on the ice here.
Järnkrok passes up to the top of the slot. Here's Forsberg. His pass across the ice, played off the boards. Predators get it back to the blue line now to Josi and back on the left wing side.
The Preds hoping now fatigue's a factor in the penalty kill.
Forsberg with it. Then it's tipped out to center ice by Carter.
Will Carter and Kopitar get a chance? Kopitar goes off. Carter follows. The Kings 2 fresh forwards on the ice, but the defense not able to change.
Now Josi drives it into the King zone. Puck comes over to Colin Wilson. 4 seconds left to go in the King penalty. Puck battled for along the boards, and the Kings are back at full strength. The Stoll comes out of the penalty box. A shot just wide and off the glove of Martin Jones. Picked up again by Josi for Nashville. Gets it around to the right side, and now Weber's pass into the left wing corner. Still a battle for it there. Josi with a check, and the puck taken by the Kings. Reguer moves it up the left side and now out to center ice. Kings still with a 2-1 lead. Long shot knocked down by Rinne. He plays it there and taken away by the Kings, and a shot just wide and off the boards, and the puck back up to center ice. Shot from the left side was by Richards, and an icing call against Nashville.
Solid kill by the Kings. They're very solid. Not many dangerous chances for the Predators. Fox Sports Supports is proud to be part of Movember Foundation's commitment to changing the face of men's health. Join us in growing and supporting mustache to raise awareness for issues like prostate, testicular cancers, mental health by visiting moteam.co/fox-sports.
6:28 to go here in the second period in Nashville. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. Puck is going to be faced off in the Nashville zone, and Richards will take the draw. And a shot is deflected in the corner, and puck is picked up now and going to be brought up to center ice. Ribeiro for Nashville. Ribeiro across the line, still with it. He gets knocked down, and the puck is picked up by the Kings, so no penalty. Puck taken now, and a pass up the middle, broken up there by Williams. Williams gets it to center. Nice pass off the boards to Richards. Richards, left side, trying to spin away from Weber. Richards still with it to Williams. Williams, Nashville zone, spinning to get out of trouble. Got cut off by Weber to the blue line, held in by the Kings. Shot knocked down in front, and the puck cleared up in the air to center ice and chased down now and in deep by Jokinen, but the Kings get back to break it up. Kings in their own zone, though, and it's poked in by Williams. Now pass comes out to center ice. Nashville with it, driven right back into the Kings zone. Puck comes around to Jake Muzzin. Muzzin's pass deflected over to Lewis. Lewis plays it off the boards to Williams. He chips it out to center ice. Predators back to get it. Picked up now by Matt Cullen. Cullen's pass broken up. He almost got it again. It was broken up by Clifford for a moment, but they hold it in the Kings zone. Pass into Cullen, off his stick, chased down by Muzzin. Muzzin drives it along the boards, not out yet. Now it's cleared out to center ice.
That's where you have to win a board battle, and that's exactly what Kyle Clifford does. Make sure the puck gets out.
Clifford with it again. Gets it out to center. He got double teamed and knocked down, but the Kings have it. Here's Lewis in the zone. Lewis hanging on, looking for the trailer. Shot by McNabb is up high and wide. McNabb again throws it in front. Kings couldn't get a shot, and the Predators get control of the puck.
Twice in a row, Clifford gets the puck along the boards. Then you have the counterattack, and Braden McNabb continues to feel more comfortable. He's joining the attack offensively.
Kings held it in, but the Predators break it up and clear it into the Kings zone. Chase down there and up against the boards. Still a battle as Green comes out with it. Chasing it down was Eric Nystrom. Predators have it in the Kings zone again. Into the slot, broken up there. Poke checked away and taken by Toffoli. Toffoli up the center. Toffoli across the line. Right side. He shoots. It's up high and out of play. 4:06 to go here in the second period. Marian Gabourik's goal has put the Kings ahead 2-1.
Now for the Los Angeles Kings. Predators, though, were on the board first. Craig Smith finds himself wide open, goes tweeners. Gaborik with speed, stop it up. Shot, off the skate, McBain. We're tied 1-1. Second period. Doesn't get any better than this. Ellis skating top speed, but no one skates as fast as Marian Gaborik. He gets there, touches once, touches twice. That makes it 2-1 Kings. And they're grinding it out here in period number 2.
And the face-off in the Nashville zone. Cleared up ahead to center ice and all the way down the Kings zone and icing against the Predators.
So I mentioned Gaborik, Bob, of course. We've talked about balance that you want on the road. Dustin Brown and his line has brought a little of that. But I think everyone around the Kings knew that the top guns had to get it going. The Kopitars, the Gaboriks. Gaborik has done that. Again, that pass he made on the first one, everything was created by his speed. The goal, certainly a byproduct of his speed.
Well, shots by defensemen tonight. The Kings have 13 shots. 6 have been by defensemen. Here's Doughty with a shot, but it's blocked on the way in. Puck is held in by Doughty again to the right point. In behind the net to Williams. Williams, check there, gets away from the check, gives it to Stoll. Stoll's pass back out to the left point to Muzzin. And it is taken out to center ice by the Predators. Moved ahead and across the line. They stay onside on the right side. In deep. Back behind the net now. Pass out in front and broken up there as Brown went for it. Predators have it again, though. Back behind the King net. Pass back out to the right point. Held in there by Jones. His pass taken away by Doughty. Doughty looking for some space. Finds it, plays it off the boards, and tipped out to center ice. Nice tip there by Williams to Stoll. Stoll on the right wing. Shoots, it's wide. Rebound over to Brown. Brown put it in the corner to Williams. Williams gets checked there. Predators, Jones tries to take it away, and a pass by Williams broken up, but the puck hit a skate and stayed in. Now the Predators, Ribeiro brings it to center. He feeds it on the left side, and Forsberg across the line, throws it down in deep. Craig Smith going for it in the right wing corner. He's got a goal tonight. Puck comes up to the Kings, though, but they don't clear yet. Now it's still in the Kings zone. Picked up on the right wing side. They change down the fly, and a pass up the middle. Just deflected wide to the right. Smith behind the net. Smith with a wraparound. Tipped wide. He was trying to get it to Yarncroke. Now right side, a shot, score! Ties the game. Ellis from the right side. And it's tied at 2-2.
And it looks like we have a catfish on the ice. And it's because of that man tying it up. It started way back a shift before with Philip Forsberg. Forsberg controlled the puck down low. Then Wilson, Smith take over, and you see just ready to crank it up is Ellis. I mean, he was right there. He's waiting. His stick was in position. There's no hesitation there. But that's an example there of the Predators tying up where you take one shift to kind of settle things down, one shift to try to change momentum, then the next shift is when the goal is scored. The Predators were starting to take control once again. We're tied 2-2. Under 3 minutes here remaining, second period.
That was the 8th shot by Predator defensemen in the game. They've got 18 in the game and 8 of them by defense. And that tied the game at 2. Here's Kopitar in deep in the Nashville zone. Kopitar into the corner. His pass along the boards. Kings try to get to it. They hold it in. No, they don't hold it in left point. Pearson tried to, but couldn't do it. Kings have to get onside. Problem with that goal, it came late in the second, only 2:24 left in the period when they scored to tie it. Roman Josi, right side to Gostek. Now he gets checked down in the corner. King zone, Predators with it again. Josi throws it back behind the net. Comes around the left wing side and tipped to the blue line, but held in by Shea Weber. His shot blocked in front, loose puck, still taken, and a spinning shot, score! The Predators take the lead. Taylor Beck just spun around and beat Jones, and it's 3-2 Nashville. 2 late goals in the second period, and Nashville has the lead.
These are one of the ones where the coach will, you're just losing battles. The puck's bouncing. The spin around play here. Jones is caught where he can't find the puck. You can't necessarily see it because of the spin around move. Then you have the traffic in front. Look at that. Just off the near post over to the far side. And that comes after a shift where the Predators controlled by getting to loose pucks. Loose pucks battles have been the problem right here the last little while. That's what's going on. The Predators are getting, the Kings are not. Preds lead by 1.
2 goals in 52 seconds for Nashville, and they have the lead. Puck comes back into the King zone. We're in the second period, and now in front, a backhander is wide. Tipped into the left wing boards. Puck was right out in front, and Derek Roy had a good chance. 1:07 to go in the period, but the Kings look like they might get out of the period with a lead, but the Predators 2 and 52 seconds to tie it up and then take the lead. Now the Kings, shot from the left side is gloved by Pecorine. The shot by Dwight King. So it's 3-2 Nashville. We'll be back.
Nashville Predators are known as a team now that likes to pressure and forecheck. That's exactly what's happened on the last 2 goals. One of the keys tonight was breakouts for the Kings. They have not been able to break out here in the last 5 minutes because look at the pressure. 3 Predators down low. Ellis tees it up. He ties it up. Then the next shift, they continue to go with the same type of thing. Everyone's swarming around the puck. No one for the Kings able to get to loose pucks. The Predators control on the forecheck. The Kings cannot break out. Too much time in the defensive zone. The Predators take that 1 goal lead.
So the goals, Ryan Ellis is second from Wilson and Smith at 17:36. Then 52 seconds later, Beck gives the Predators the lead. He gets his 4th of the year from Weber and Nystrom. Puck is in the Nashville zone now. Stoll down along the boards. Tried to put it behind the net. He did. Here's Brown. Brown's pass up the middle, in front, broken up by Josi and cleared out to center. Kings with it again, but a pass taken away. Here across the line, Jarnkrok shoots and a save by Jones.
You mentioned earlier, Bob, Jarnkrok always looking to shoot there, and that time he pulled and dragged and tried to use Drew Doughty as a screen. Ended up pretty effective shot. But the Kings veteran line was doing the job for the most part. And Daryl Sutter has used Stoll, Brown, and Williams tonight very selectively when he's trying to get things back under control. I remember earlier where they were on the ice before a TV timeout, and they started the next shift when they came back from the TV timeout. So going for that experience to try to keep things in control.
Ribeiro wins the draw, and a shot by Josi is deflected. He gets it again and drives it wide. Puck taken by Gabrick. He cleared it out to center. Kalle Jarnkrok, he's out of Sweden. He's 23 years old in his rookie year. He was a pick of Detroit back in 2010. Traded to Nashville with Patrick Eaves for David Legwand back in March of 2014. And he is one who likes to fire away, and he's been pretty impressive. And now that's the end of the second period, but a bad ending to the period for the Kings. They had a 3-2 lead on a goal by Gaborik from Carter and McNabb, but then in 52 seconds, the Predators come back. Goals by Ellis from Wilson and Smith, Beck from Weber and Nystrom, and at the end of two, the Kings trail 3-2. The shots, 20 for the Predators, 14 for the Kings.
Inability of the Kings to get out of the zone there in the last 5 minutes. That was the difference in the period, because early on the Kings had the lead and they had a good control of the game. They were playing their game. The Predators turn it on the forecheck. They have a 1-goal lead after 40 minutes of play.
So when we come back, look at those two dancing downtown. Alex and I will give you a tour of Music City.
Well, Kings and Preds, 1-goal lead by the Predators. 40 minutes down, joined right now by Davis Payne, and Kings assistant coach. Davis, obviously the last 5 minutes there, any issues? Do you need to clean up from that last 5 minutes into the third period?
Well, our play along the boards, we take great pride in making those plays, and we had opportunities and need to make sure we make those plays to get the puck moving in the right direction. We'll do that here this 20.
Okay, Davis, thanks very much for the input. So that's one of the reasons the Predators were able to get that sustained pressure. As Davis was pointing out there, where you're going up the boards, and if there is one thing that the Kings wingers are taught or told or emphasized, it is that work along the boards to make those safe plays every once in a while. And the Kings did not get it out, and they paid for it with some sustained pressure. And that's just one of the things where the Predators, it kind of fit to their game plan because they're much more aggressive on the forecheck.
They've made a scoring change on that last goal. Rather than Taylor Beck, it's going to be credited to Eric Nystrom, his fourth of the year, and Beck and Weber get the assist. That's the one that has put Nashville ahead 3-2. Eric Nystrom is the son of Bobby Nystrom, who played with those great New York Islander teams that won 4 consecutive Stanley Cups.
And he was the player, Bob, that threw the hit on Braden McNabb. And again, I thought it brought a little life, even though the Kings did a super job of killing the penalty that Jared Stoll. It was Nystrom who got it going. Then on the goal by Ellis, there was traffic in front. On the goal by Nystrom, he was creating a screen himself. Not only a screen here on the shot by Beck, he turns and fires, but watch the stick it on top of it. Just maybe it goes off the post, but it just goes off the inside now and gets through, and that makes it 3-2. So a touch there. Nystrom gets the goal.
And the third period underway, and the puck comes up out of play into the King bench. Jeff Carter has an assist in the game here tonight. He's got 20 points in 17 games played in his career against Nashville. And Gaborik has a goal, as you saw in the highlights, 29 points in 30 games against Nashville.
I was talking about the Stoll line earlier, Bob, and Daryl Sutter, the confidence he has in that line right now. So you see it once again, starting period number 3.
And the puck tipped out to center ice by Williams, but going to be taken away by Volchenkov for Nashville. Drives it into the King zone, and a whistle on the play and an icing call against Nashville.
You know, Bob, in the second there, you were talking about shots on goal by Kings defensemen and by Predators defensemen. We'll see if the Kings defensemen can get a little bit more involved in the attack here on cycles. The shots through are fine, that's good, but when the Kings have had opportunities, I'm crediting the Predators with some solid defensive zone coverage, but maybe someone jumps in.
Now on the draw, the Kings in the Nashville zone. Can't get control of it. It's cleared all the way back into the King zone, and it is chased down there by Doughty. Doughty back up to center. Kings down by a goal as we start period number 3. Doughty across the line, in the middle, shoots, he scores! What a rush by Doughty! And he ties the game at 3-3.
Well, maybe the Kings defense will be more active and get what happens? Drew decides he's got to go now. The shot beats Rinne, I think, between the pads, and he'll be unhappy with it. But everyone, this is pure end-to-end. No icing. Head up. First man, beat him. Keep going. You get to the red line. You got to make a decision. You got to dump it or you're going to carry it. Decides to carry. Then he shoots very quickly there. When it looked like Drew Doughty was running out of room, watch when he pulls it as far away. Then he shoots it right on the fly. We're tied 3-3. Individual effort. The Kings defense get involved on the offense, and Drew Doughty ties it up.
Coast to coast by Drew Doughty to tie it up. And the puck along the boards in the King zone now. Held in by Nashville. A backhander in front, just sent wide. Kings try to get control of it again along the boards. Gaborik is there, and it comes comes out to center ice, and here's Richards across the line. Gabrick looking for it. Gabrick and Richards, but they can't hang on, and here's a 2-on-2, and now maybe a 3-on-2 for Nashville. They come back and roll it back behind the net, and it is picked up by Doughty. Doughty's pass into the corner. What a great rush by Doughty to tie it up. And back up to center ice. Kings with it again. Snap back down in by Doughty around the boards, right side. In the Nashville zone, a shot wide. Rebound out to Giguère at the left point. Giguère holds it in along the boards. His pass to Kopitar. Kopitar checked there, and the puck cleared to the King line and gets by Doughty to the goaltender, Jones. Scoops it up. You can see Doughty turn around and say, okay, let Jones know he's going to cover it up.
Big picture I've talked about with Drew Doughty. His incredible understanding of what's needed at any given time during a game. And he was probably getting the same feeling I was getting where, yeah, the Kings were getting shots through by D, but not really dangerous. Weren't being dangerous on the attack. Weren't joining the play. And he decides to go end-to-end. Of course, the Predators could not believe the release at the last point there when everyone thought Doughty was going to be taken out of the play. That's exactly when he shoots the puck.
Unassisted goal for Drew Doughty, his second of the season. Ties the game at 3 here in the third period. Predators back in their own zone. Puck cleared up ahead to center ice and all the way back into the King zone. It caroms right toward Jones. Jones gives it to Doughty. Doughty circles the net. Passes up to center ice to Pearson. Pearson had to go off his stick. He reaches for it, but the Kings are offside on the play.
So the last 5 minutes of the second, a big concern because of the forecheck. We'll take a look, a higher look, what's going on. Look at the Predators, they're back, they're protecting the middle. 4-man stacked, so that's going to get you entry. But again, Drew Doughty's decision not to dump it. There's many times there you dump the puck because you have 4 men across. The shot ends up going between the legs of the defender. So not only the quick release, probably a screen factor. Doughty does it all.
Here's Muzzin now, drives it around to Dwight King. King along the boards, Nashville zone. Tried to put it behind the net. King couldn't get this pass, and it's taken back to center by Nashville. So with the quick goals at the end of the second and the 1:38 seconds into the third by Doughty, 3 goals in a span of 3 minutes and 2 seconds of play, end of the second and start of the third. Up to center ice, Clifford tips it ahead of Ribeiro, back to get it down for the Nashville Predators, Mike Ribeiro. Here's a free agent from the Arizona Coyotes. Puck back behind the net, swept around by Jones, over to Muzzin. Muzzin's pass up the center out of the reach of Brown. Chased in by Weber. Weber checked by Brown. Puck is cleared along the boards. Forsberg with it. Forsberg was not credited with a shot through 2 periods of play in this game. Puck back behind the net, picked up by the Kings in their own zone. They get it to Brown. Brown gets checked there. Puck slides toward Jones. Jones pass off on the right, and the Kings give it away. Top of the slot. Pass on the right side. Shot by Crone. Jarnkrok. That was deflected wide. Boy, the Kings had a chance to clear it out, and the pass came right up the middle, and Jarnkrok, he doesn't hesitate to fire. Still a battle down in the corner now. Seth Jones trying to dig it out. Now it comes behind the net to Brown. Brown to Williams. Williams got it out to center ice. Long pass now. Colin Wilson tips it into the King zone. Nashville wants to change on the fly, and the Kings start out of their own zone again. A pass off on the right side, and Cullen tried to break it up. Now it's sent back in the King zone. Taken away by the Kings. They get it over to Gabrick. Gabrick sends it in right at the goaltender, and he scoops it up as Pekka Rinne makes the save.
And that's what Gabrick had to do there. He had to get it out of the zone because the Kings struggled to do so a couple shifts in a row. Next opponent tomorrow, Minnesota Wild. Suter leads everyone in ice time. Keep in mind, after 2 periods, Doughty tonight was 19-22. Jay and Dan's favorite name, Nino Niederreiter, 9 goals on the season. Zach Parise, never going to stop working. The Wild are a team that's trying to take that next step and get to that next level. The Kings will be there tomorrow in St. Paul to play them.
So tomorrow night, you'll probably hear the names Suter and Doughty quite a bit. And then here to center ice, Nashville with it. Check thrown there, and a hard check by McNabb, and that knocked Beck down. And
they're going to talk about contact with the head, Bob. They're going to give a penalty here against McNabb for contacting the head. Beck goes down. And the referee points to his head saying the contact was the head, so regardless of how it happened many times, Mike Richards is standing with the referee here to discuss this.
2 minutes illegal hit to the head.
Illegal hit to the head. And you see coming across, and the issue I would have is, see, everything's tight there. I don't know if you can ask a player to do anything different right there. Because, again, he did not lead with his arm. He did not elevate his body. He went shoulder. He went sideways. Now, they actually go shoulder to shoulder, not the case. Yeah, goes to the box.
Well, Roman Josi on the power play now to Ribeiro. Nashville with a chance to regain the lead. A shot and a save there. And the puck comes into the corner. Smith with a shot, saved by Jones. Josi feeds it left side, gets it back. Doesn't shoot. Roman Josi with it. Feeds it right side. Mike Ribeiro. Ribeiro looking and tried to feed it across and was broken up by Brown.
And keep in mind, Bob, that those penalties are put in by the player's safety department. They're emphasizing those types of things. It's not the officials. The officials are asked to call it that way.
Roman Josi with a shot deflected up off the netting and out of play.
You can have debate about those types of things, but again, the rules are there to protect the players more so now than ever. And there's reasons for that. The head injuries, the concussions, those types of things. So if you're going to err, you err on the side of safety. Again, you're trying to avoid that contact with the head. I don't think there was any question. It was direct contact to the head.
Face off in the King zone. And on the draw, Ribeiro, but he lost it to Stoll, but the whistle blew.
Stoll's not happy. He felt he had a chance to win it. He won it. And now he's going to have to do it all over again. Still chatting it up here with the linesman, but he'll do it again.
Stoll, 51.1% on the faceoffs so far this year. And off the draw, he did it again. And it's taken by Green. Green checked behind the net. Puck is picked up there, but not cleared out. Now behind the net, the Kings battle again. Still Nashville with it. Now taken away by Green. Now sent along the boards. And held in. Roman Josi. Pass left side. And a pass in front to Smith. He spins and shoots. And a save by Jones. And the puck held in again. Shot left side. Wide and hit the back of the net. And the puck is cleared up the left side and out to center ice.
A lot of action in front, a lot of traffic again, and Weber just misses that last one, Bob. I don't think Jones even saw the shot, but bottom line factor was shot wide. Very effective with that loose puck presence in front of the net by the Predators with a man advantage.
38 seconds to go in the King penalty. Predators back in their own zone. We're in the third period with a game tied 3-3. Seth Jones feeds it over left side and coming back to take it away for the Kings. It's sent in the middle, but a bouncing puck. Kings didn't get it. Now they do, but can't clear. Held in by Seth Jones. Jones pass. Back to the right point. Held in there and then tipped away and out to center ice by the stick of Toffoli. Predators have it again into the King zone. Right side. Forsberg driving in deep. Philip Forsberg back to the blue line on the power play. Over the right point, Jones. Kings are back at full strength. Shot, save, rebound to Foley. Banks it off the boards and back into the Nashville zone. And this will be an icing call against the Kings. They came back at full strength, but they killed the penalty. It's still 3-3.
One of those times of a game where maybe you go for the timeout here. There's that turnaround once, twice. Just a miss there on the swing by Wilson. You're trying to knock it out of the air. You're coming off a penalty kill, and there's the swing and miss. The Kings were hacking, they were whacking. Got an end zone face-off. Carter's out there, a little bit tired, but now a little delay here. More so here by the linesman and back with Robert Regier. Robin says, I want a little bit of delay. Take about 5 seconds off. 5 more seconds to rest.
Martin Jones, 5th appearance in a game this year. His record is 1-2. His goals against 1.83 coming in. Save percentage, .928. And the puck brought up to center ice by the Kings. Toffoli sends it down in deep in the Predator zone. Broken up there and cleared back out to center where the Kings. Jamie McBain back to get it, and now it's flipped high in the air back into the corner of the Nashville zone. Dwight King trying to get there. Couldn't get there in time. Williams pinching down the right side. Kings hold it in from the right point. A shot knocked down, and Nashville's going to bring it up to center ice. Into the King zone and across the line, right side. Jokinen dropped it back to Roy. Taken away nicely by King. King moved it up ahead to center. Now back over to Muzzin, but off his stick, and he had to go back and get it. And throw it in deep into the Nashville zone. Now back to center ice. Kings have it. Comes over to McNabb. McNabb dropped it back. Goes in deep with it. I did drop it back. Took it back behind the net. Into the corner goes Gaborik. Tipped away from him and out to center. Kings get it and drive it right back in up high, and it's gloved by the goaltender.
Look at McNabb there, Bob. Another example of not only him individually, but the Kings deciding to get defensemen more active here in period number 3. He did have the opportunity to dump it in or drop it. He just kept going forward.
Now the puck sent to the King blue line and broken up by McNabb. Gets it off on the right side, but Nashville takes it away. Plays it off the boards. Broken up there by the Kings and sent by Green all the way back down into the Nashville zone. Green's helmet was knocked off. Puck comes back up to center ice. Nashville with it. Left side, shot from there, saved by Jones. And he hangs on. And we will have a face-off coming up. What a goal by Drew Doughty, coast to coast, and there's the celebration as he tied the game.
20, that's when Slava Voinov was suspended. Drew Doughty leads the National Hockey League in ice time. And again, we'll get a chance to see it tomorrow, up close and personal, where the difference between Doughty, he sees ice time, but he is all over the ice defensively, offensively, leading attack, scoring goals like he did tonight, standing up at the blue line, hard checks. With Ryan Suter, it's more of an issue where he is more in control, more economical with his energy, making sure he's just kind of joining the play. Doesn't like to get off the ice, sees a lot of ice time, but big contrast between Doughty and Suter.
And the face-off in the Kings zone here. The Kings get to it, and it is cleared up ahead to center ice. Kings have had early goals in the last 2 periods. Gaborik a minute 1 into the second period, and Doughty 38 seconds here into the third. Puck is held in at the blue line now by Muzzin. Throws it down the corner. Volchenkov broke it up, and Ribeiro put it behind his own net. Now it comes up the right side. 3-3, third period. Nashville into the Kings zone. Broken up there, and it is picked up in the corner by Muzzin, and he got it out to center ice. Over to Forsberg. Forsberg moved it ahead down the right side into the corner. Chased down there by the Kings, and can they clear it? Yes, up to center ice, and here they come. Doughty with it. Across the line. Stopped there, and he had to go back and pick it up. Doughty hanging on, moves it back into the King zone till everybody gets on side. 11 minutes to go in the third period. 3-3 the score. King drives it down in deep behind the net. Nashville breaks it up there. Rene put it in the corner. Now Smith gets it up to center ice. Picked up now by Jarnkrok. Jarnkrok driving down in deep. He gets checked hard there as the puck comes back behind the net and not cleared by Lewis. Shot from the left side, blocked by the Kings. They're working on a 3-on-2 to center, but it rolls too far ahead, and Nashville turns it back the other way. Smith on the right side can't go in around Regehr. Back up to center. Regehr gives it to Clifford. Clifford on the left wing. He's got some space. He shoots, and a save and a rebound. Back behind the net, taken by King. King into the corner. Checked by Weber. Over to help out is Kopitar, but it's poked past him. Up to center ice. 2-on-2. Nashville into the King zone. Left side, and Green over to close the gap and throw a check. Puck taken there, though, and a shot wide off the boards. And played by the Kings. They get it up to center ice. And a long shot by Toffoli is off the glass. Into the corner, taken there for a moment by Kopitar. Toffoli comes in to try and get it. Pearson is there. Puck comes right side to Green. Green gives it there to Pearson. Pearson got checked. Kings taken away. In the middle, it's Toffoli, but his shot went wide. Picked up off the boards by Kopitar. Kopitar to the right point to Green. Green took another check, held it in, but the Predators break it up. They get it back up to center ice. Into the King zone. Chased down in deep by Green. Green's pass along the boards. Predators into forecheck. Puck comes back behind the net. Taken there by Green. Up to the blue line and taken at center ice by Richards. Richards down the right wing. Into the Predator zone. Richards holds up. Pass shot is just deflected off a skate wide. Richards held up, and then he got it to Carter.
Another example of Mike Richards, how he's picked up his game. I'm going to say easily he's skating better, but that just means he's reacting better. He's seeing the play a little bit quicker. He's back on top of his game and has been so for about 5 games now.
Doughty over to try and get it. He didn't, but Carter did from the blue line. A shot bounces up in the air and just wide. And the puck taken by the Predators up to the blue line and not out to center yet. 8:43 to go in the third. 3-3 the score. Predators Send it deep into the Kings zone. Doughty back to get it. Doughty reverses it over to Muzzin. Muzzin sends it up along the left wing side and up to center ice. Here is Justin Williams. Williams jumps around a check, then around the linesman. Puck is taken away by Nashville, though, and back to take it away is Brown. Brown sends it across the line, broken up there, but the Kings have it again. Kings to the blue line, and the puck driven down in deep, and going for it there. Green tried to get to it.
Well, it's part of that play again by the Kings defense, Bob, where Matt Green, he would rarely do that, but something's happened here in the scouting tonight where the Kings defense more active in the third.
Williams centered it, but it was broken up, and the Predators get control of it. Pass up the right wing side to center ice. Check thrown there at the blue line. A check by the Kings as McNabb came over to make the check, and the puck comes out to center ice.
Penalized earlier in this period, but he's been so solid. McNabb with and without the puck, taking the body every opportunity.
Trevor Lewis, and there's a penalty against Weber right there.
He's going to go maybe for the same type of issue that happened earlier. McNabb on the Predators. Now it's Weber on the Kings. Weber against Lewis. Lewis went flying. Weber came across. He thought everything was okay. Lewis is not. Contact made. There it is. Kings going on the power play. Called illegal hit to the head against Shea Weber. He comes across at the last second. I don't think Lewis really changes the height of his head. You see him coming across. He gets shoulder and head. And it's primary point of contact. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first point of contact. The referees see it right there. We've had two close ones, the one on McNabb. I think the one on McNabb had more direct contact with the head, but probably was more shoulder facing. That one right there was close. It was maybe shoulder to head. And the referee's calling it very tight tonight in that area. Again, erring on the side of safety. The Los Angeles Kings looking to get a goal here.
Kings win the draw. Was Kopitar to Muzzin. Now Kopitar, Nashville zone, but his pass going to be taken away and cleared up to center ice. Chased into the King zone, and back to get it is Muzzin. He almost lost it, and Kopitar comes by to take over. Got some Kings fans here. John and Robin Caudry, Kings season ticket holders of Section 101 at Staples. Jody and Mike Norset here tonight. Puck comes right side. Pearson with a shot wide off the boards and off the glass and all the way past Muzzin back into the Kings zone.
Well, that's what you want, though. You want that attack speed on the power play. Keep going forward. Try the opportunity. Misses wide and the puck comes out, but a lot of speed on entry.
Here is a pass right side. Doughty to Kopitar. Saved by Rene. And the puck is back to the blue line. Held in there, but now cleared back to the King blue line where it's knocked down by Doughty.
That was the second time in a row the Kings looking to attack on the rush here with the man advantage. Not looking to stop it up and set it up.
Here's Richards, right side. Predator zone. Richards hangs on, gives it back to the blue line to McNabb. McNabb shoots, and it's wide. And the rebound is taken and cleared by Nashville. Taylor Beck.
Well, the entries have been real good here. 3 times in a row. No question the Kings are going to get in the zone. All 5 players working at top speed.
38 seconds left to go on the power play. Kings again. Richards down the right side. Richards had it taken away, and the Predators have it, and it is cleared back in the King zone. Kings back to get it again and start back up to center ice. Pass ahead by McBain. Now on the right wing side. Ian deep. Carter wheels it back to the blue line. McBain to McNabb to McBain. Right side it goes to Carter. In deep. Wrap around. Williams was there. Couldn't get it. And still loose. Williams shoots. Hit the side of the net. Puck taken by the Kings again. Nashville back in full strength. Pass down in deep. Now taken away by Nashville and brought back to center ice. They're back at full strength. And offside at the blue line.
Well, obviously the Kings do not get the goal, but the execution was what you want. You can keep momentum going forward that way. We're still tied 3-3. Had an impact. McNabb's had an impact. Braden McNabb continues to grow with this team, continues to get more confidence. We've been talking about that probably for the last 5 games. Doesn't seem to overdo it, but certainly becoming more involved in the 200-foot game for the Kings. And Doughty he felt he needed to take control early in this period, and Doughty did exactly that, going end-to-end.
Kings assistant to general manager Jack Ferreira's got some family here tonight. His daughter Julie, it's her birthday. She's here with her husband Dennis and Jack's grandchildren, Liam, Tane, Ian, Gavin, and Isla. Puck all the way back into the King zone, and Green back to pick it up. Sends it around the boards, but Bolchenkov over to hold it in. Threw it down to the corner. Now Green gets body position, gives it to Regehr. Now it comes off the stick of Stoll, and the Kings bring it up to center ice. Shoveled ahead now and set down in deep by Brown. Back in to get it. Forsberg gave it away. Kings almost had it, but it's covered by Pecorine.
A reminder to Kings fans, Bob, who played the best in November? Was it Toffoli, Muzzin, Quick, Carter, Doughty, a whole bunch of guys? Log on to LAKings.com or visit the LA Kings app to vote for your LA Kings Player of the Month, presented by McDonald's. You can also win some awesome Kings prizes and McDonald's coupons. So who was the Player of the Month for November? You get a chance to vote.
Thanks to our statistician, Jay Levine, and our stage manager, Laura Douglas, here in Nashville tonight. Face-off is in the Nashville zone, and who's going to get the puck? The Kings do. Back to Doughty at the blue line. Doughty goes down the right side to get around Nystrom. Doughty throws it in front. It's deflected and played by the Predators now off the boards, and they bring it to center ice. Clifford tried to make a check there, couldn't do it. The puck taken along the boards, but the Kings over to break it up. Now it comes into Nystrom. Nystrom in the corner, checked by Muzzin. Kings get it over to Williams. Williams gets checked there, and a check thrown by Muzzin as the Kings look for a loose puck. Nobody's got control of it now. It comes right in front, and a save. The shot by Weber, it came right in front.
And then it becomes free, Bob, because Martin Jones didn't know where it was. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was kind of locked up and underneath his jersey. It looked like it got stuck in his jersey. All of a sudden, nothing happened, and then all of a sudden, point-blank chance, and right here, he doesn't know where it is. It'll drop in behind him there. It's just underneath the arm. But it's more of a jersey issue than anything else. Back in the day, you know, Patrick Roy used to have those oversized jerseys where he just kind of opened up like a bat and you couldn't get anything through him. But right there, Martin Jones, one step. He had to take the one step. Best chance in the third period for the Predators, and a big save by Jones.
Now the draw taken, and it was shot by Weber again as the Predators got it. It's chipped off the boards, but not out by Toffoli. Again, Smith tried to center it. Nashville with it. King zone. Ian deep, back behind the net. Green with a check there. Puck taken by Nashville again. They hold it in. They get it down in deep. Green with another check. Craig Smith trying to dig it out for Nashville. Green still battling for the Kings. And a shot that's saved again in the glove this time by Jones.
Well, the Predators trying to just turn the tide of the game a little bit here with some offensive zone time. Toyota game analysis. The Kings needed something happening from the top dogs, and Marian Gaborik turned it on. Assist with speed, goal with speed. Forsberg, he's got some shots now. He's -2 on the night. Jones has been a little bit more busy than Rene, but both goaltenders have certainly come up with big saves when needed. And the biggest one, of course, that big one, last one, Martin Jones against Weber.
Cullen on the face-off here against Richards in the Kings zone, and the Kings control it. It's sent off the boards, and Nashville regains control. Back to the blue line, but now it's tipped away and out to center ice. Gaborik trying to get there, but can't pick it up. Now it comes up to center ice and over the head of Carter. Puck taken now, and Nashville back up to center ice. 3.5 to go here in the third. 3-3 the score. Puck along the boards, chipped to the blue line, but not out. Held in there and driven wide to the left side, and Nashville still with it. Back to the blue line. Ellis, his shot saved by Jones with traffic all over inside of him and behind him.
Yeah, that was important, very important. You're right, Bob. With Martin Jones to try to maintain control of his body here and just sidestep the traffic. If you can stand out in front, that would be the best thing, but he's not able to do that here because it's coming from the side. You see him there? He was able to stay upright as long as possible, even with the traffic, and look around. He kept it kind of on the outside, and the big save on Weber. Now this one here. The Predators, though, have turned the game as far as territory around. Now they're spending the time in the Kings zone. The Kings unable to get anything going in the offensive zone, so Martin Jones called upon here. Good reaction on the Weber save by taking one step forward. Good reaction on the last save to move sideways to see the puck.
Stoll against Wilson on the draw, and the loose puck played by Nashville. But a whistle stops play.
Might be it's going to be a high stick, and it looks like it's going to be against the Predators. Yep. Jake Muzzin was clipped with something. It looks like it's only going to be a minor, yeah. Raising the two fingers. Came on a face-off where it looked like, whoa.
Nashville penalty number 18 is going to for high stick.
A little bit of an attack because they had three players down low going, as James Neal is going to get the gate. So we'll see right here on the face-off. Right there. There it is, yeah. That's how he got free. And then you saw, I talked about the three players, you can see them right there for the Predators, but Neal was battling, and when he became free, his stick went backwards and caught Muzzin in the face. High stick to call. Kings man advantage.
Well, neither team able to score on the power play tonight. Kings are 0 for 2, Nashville 0 for 3. Here is Gabrick. Shoots, and it's knocked down in front. Still loose. Gabrick couldn't get it. Muzzin did. Muzzin didn't get the shot. Peels back to the blue line, gives it to Doughty. He holds it in. He gives it over to Muzzin. Off Muzzin's stick. Now Muzzin's pass along the board. Broken up by Weber, and he clears.
Yeah, as soon as the Predators and Weber see that the Kings are bobbling the puck, that's cue number one. Go on them, put the pressure on.
Here's Kopitar across the line, tipped away from him, and the puck picked up. Fans wanted a tripping call there. Here's Muzzin, shoots, wide, rebound, up the middle. Can the Kings get to it? Yes, to hold it in. Kopitar did. Broken stick again. It's Gaustad's stick. Now taken by Muzzin. Right side, Doughty. Doughty hangs on, feeds it over to Kopitar. Now to Muzzin, to Kopitar. Now up the middle, taken there, and back to Kopitar. Kopitar to Gabrick. Shot knocked down. Kopitar again.
We'll see if they can take advantage of Gaustad on the far side here without the stick. Gives you more room, more time.
Ings crisscross. Doughty has it. He shoots. It's wide. Rebound taken by Kopitar. Over on the right side now. Back over to Doughty. Doughty fakes a shot up the middle, and fanning on the shot was Gabrick, and it's cleared into the Kings zone.
The Kings did try a couple times to go in at Gaustad, but could never get the clear shot. A lot of help away from Gaustad by defensemen to get lanes.
28 seconds to go in the King power play. Puck slapped back into the King zone, and Doughty back in to get it. 3-3 the score. Kings with a man advantage. And now only 18 seconds to go. Up to center ice. McNabb. McNabb shoots it into the Nashville zone. Comes around into the corner. Predators get to it. Ellis drives it out and out to center and all the way back. And that's going to do it. They're going to kill this power play of the Kings, and the Predators back at full strength. Brown up the center. His pass comes down in deep. Played there by Roman Josi. He got it back out to center, and now we're down to 1 minute to go in the third period. 3-3 the score. Predators start back out. Up to center ice. Pass along the boards, down deep into the King zone. Turns around to the right side. Cleared to the blue line, and Dwight King gets it up to center ice and high in the air into the Nashville zone. Broken up there. Now up at center ice. Tipped into the King zone and cleared back to center ice again. Ribeiro back to get it. Moves it back into his own zone with 33 seconds to go. Puck taken away by King at center ice. King couldn't hang on to it though. Now pass back by Richards. Comes into the zone. King with it. King looking with 20 seconds to go. King back behind the net. Check there. King still with it into the corner. Now the Kings get it out to the left side. Pinching in is Regehr, but it's tipped out to center ice. Kings back to get it with 9 seconds to go. Puck taken now by King again. Dwight King moves it ahead. 2 seconds to go, and we are going to go to overtime. So each team is going to get a point.
Drew Doughty keeps going there. He went right to the last second. He knew there wasn't a lot of time on the clock. It was not a risky play. If the Predators get it, they don't have enough time to come back, and he tried to go end-to-end again, but he ties it up in the third. We're going OT.
Kings now with 27 points. Nashville with 29. They each get one. Will another team get another one?
Well, Drew Doughty gets our Land Rover player of the game. You see the time on ice, over 30 minutes. We're going to overtime. There is no more dry scrape of the ice by the Zamboni. You have assistants on the ice with shovels. This changed last Saturday. They feel they could do a lot quicker, get the ice to a condition where it's going to be still effective for players to play, but not take as much time in between the end of the third period and the start of overtime. A lot of people felt it was too much time, and it was just kind of knocking the air of the building and taking away the momentum and the energy. Drew Doughty starts the period. The Predators look like it's okay. 4 men back on the blue line. Doughty gets to the blue line. One way, other, turn, shoot, use the defenseman as a screen, and quick release. And that was the only goal of period number 3. It was a huge goal. It came at a time where the Kings needed something from someone else, and it was Doughty this time. But again, I talked about his last shift at the end there, Bob, of regulation, where he was going. He was the first man in on the forecheck as a defenseman. Wanted to end it in regulation, not the case. We go to OT.
In overtime, the Kings, this will be their 7th overtime game. They're 2-2-2. In the actual overtime, they're 1-2, same as in shootout. And for Nashville, their 5th time into overtime, they are 2-1-1. In the actual overtime, they're 0-1. In a shootout, they're 2-1. So now only 4 skaters apiece on the ice to start the overtime. Ribeiro facing off against Kopitar, and Ribeiro wins the draw. Kings have got Carter and Kopitar up front. Puck driven into the King zone, and Doughty is back defensively with Muzzin, but behind the net, Muzzin had to go back to get it. Didn't get it first time. Now he has it. Now he's checked there into the corner, and Nashville's Ribeiro goes for it. He gets checked by Muzzin, and Doughty has it for the Kings. Gives it to Kopitar. Now to Muzzin. Now back to Kopitar. Kopitar to center ice and across the line, but offside called against the Kings.
Jeff Carter thought he dragged the back leg there to prevent the offside, not the case. Kopitar and Carter unable to get possession, so very quickly you're at the end of a game. You played 60 minutes, less than 30 seconds. Actually, 31 seconds goes by there, and you have to make the change already, especially 4-on-4. You're going to expend more energy. And then again, it becomes more of a man-on-man situation. You can't have a breakdown. If you do, good chance coming the other way.
Here is Williams in the neutral zone, but the puck taken away. Picked up there and thrown off on the right wing side, and Nashville with it. Pass to the blue line, broken up and taken by Nashville again, back in their own zone. Now up to center ice, tipped away by McNabb. Now comes into the King zone and played there by Green. Over to McNabb. We're in sudden death overtime. 1 minute into it so far. 3-3 the score. Puck is brought up to center by Green, but taken away by Smith. Feeds it right side. Ellis shoots, and it's wide. Went off the arm of the goaltender wide. Now taken by the Kings. Plenty a lot of room on that right wing.
He's a guy who likes to join the attack. That's his best part of his game. That's his forte. We talked about Ellis. Of course, he has a goal tonight, but he likes joining the play. Good skater.
Puck cleared up to center, and Roman Josi back to get it. He's pressured there, but he gets a pass off to the right as the Kings change on the fly. And now Nashville into the King zone. Here's Forsberg in alone. He shoots, and he hit the post. He hit the post. The fans were on their feet thinking he'd scored. It was close. Wilson behind the net. Forsberg right down the middle, and he hit the post, and the Kings come back to center. Here on the left side, Carter shoots up high and off the glass. Puck taken on the right wing side. Down along the boards. Carter gets control, throws it in front wide. Rebound to Gabrick. Gabrick back to the blue line. Back to the right side. McBain tipped, and a glove stop there as it was going wide by Pekka Rinne.
Well, Philip Forsberg, Bob, he just took control. I mentioned earlier, way back in the open, he's real good in tight spaces. And it looked like there was going to be a tight space, but he gets through it. He makes it happen. Right at the blue line, he splits right there. Then the quick hands to the middle. He had the goaltender beat, but it's off the post, the glove post right there. And he was not happy with the situation, but he did a great job to split that seam. He's not what you would call an explosive skater, but he's more of a powerful skater. I think we saw it there with that stride. And just when it looked like he was going one way, he went the other to get his chance on goal.
Well, he hit the post. I think he started to celebrate a little, thinking it went in. Puck taken by Nashville in their own zone. Chased down by Ryan Ellis. 2:45 to go in overtime. Ellis forced back into his own zone. He turns and gives it over now on the side to Jones. Jokinen moves it over to Ellis. Now back, Seth Jones across the blue line. Driving down in deep. Checked by Doughty. Loose puck. Doughty shovels up the right side. Now to center is Brown. Here's Dustin Brown across the line. Brown feeds it back. Gets it back again on the right side. Brown's pass. Back to the right side to Muzzin. Muzzin spinning. Can't get a shot yet. Muzzin still with it in deep. Hanging on, gets it back, but is to the blue line. Here's Kopitar. His shot blocked and cleared out to center ice. Kings with it again. Kopitar, right side. Kopitar cut off there. Nashville zone. Back to the blue line. Held in, spinning, shot saved by Takarine as he just made that save on the shot by Brown. Back up to center. Left side, taken there, and a save. That hit the post, I think, behind the goaltender. And now we get a high stick against the Kings.
Robin Regehr is going to go to the penalty box. Chances at both ends. Close chances. Toffoli spun, got the shot. Predators go back the other way. They make it happen. Jones gets a big piece of the puck, but it did get in
Los
behind the
Angeles,
puck.
number 44, 2
It was
minutes.
bouncing right near the goal line, within a couple of inches. And that was certainly the closest chance. James Neal gets a shot. You see the goal right there. It hits the edge and just bounces wide. It was going in. You see here from high above, it's going in. No, then it just hits the edge and goes wide. But after that, hard collision on the boards with Robin Regehr. And he got the stick up. So 2-minute minor. We go 4-on-3 power play, of course, in overtime. Timeout called here to rest guys up. Get it going, and we'll tell you that. You have a chance to buy raffle tickets to win an authentic 2014 LA Kings Stanley Cup champion executive ring. To do so, visit LAKings.com/raffle right now and purchase your raffle ticket. Just $2 for the raffle ticket. You can win the ring, a signed jersey, tickets, and more. So the ring raffle is available, but right now it's important for the Kings to get a big kill going on. Keep in mind, the AHL is experimenting this year with 3-on-3 in overtime. And it's had a big dramatic effect to end games before you go to the shootout. Well, a lot of teams like this situation too. It's better than 3-on-3. It's 4-on-3 right now for the Preds.
Kings in Minnesota tomorrow night. We'll be on with Kings Live at 4:30. Kings and the Minnesota Wild. Right here, though, time running out of the overtime, but Nashville with a power play, and they got a man in front. Weber shoots wide, rebound Ribeiro. Ribeiro behind the net. Gets it back out to the right side. Now over to Ellis on the power play. Kings zone.
They want to switch here with Weber to get Weber on the one-timer.
Weber is over on the left side. Ellis feeds it to Ribeiro in front. Ribeiro tipped it wide. Puck is picked up again on the right wing side now. Up the middle it goes to Ellis. He hangs on. Feed right side. Shot glove save by the goaltender Jones. Reached up and gloved that one.
Drew Doughty, Bob, is overplaying Shea Weber so much. Keep an eye right here. Look at, well, you're going to see the end of the play. Doughty knows that Weber has the one-timer, and he's just going to go out further away. Look at it. He's way over there. He's shading over. Again, the big side there by Jones, but that's what you allow your goaltender to know where the shot's coming from by taking away the most dangerous player on the other team. And in this situation, it's Shea Weber.
Big face-off here. Ribeiro on the draw with Kopitar, and Nashville has it. Weber doesn't get the shot. Pass on the right side, still on the power play. To Ellis. Ellis waits to Weber, to Ellis, to Weber. He shoots, and did that hit the post and come out? Back to Weber. Now left side. Held in, and they get it back to Weber again. To Ellis. Ellis moving in. Feeds the right side. Shot, save, rebound, cleared by Kopitar.
Jones staying deep there because he has to react to a potential pass with a 4-on-3 deep, but makes the pad save.
Predators still on a power play. And the Kings take it away and clear it again as it was brought across the line by James Neal.
One more chance here for the Predators, under 15.
10 seconds to go in the overtime. Here's Ribeiro. Ribeiro across the line. Off the stick there of Weber. Taken away, but he gets it back again. Weber winds. He shoots up high. And we are going to a shootout in Nashville. Oh, did they have the chances on that power play?
They had it set up. Again, we had Doughty overplaying it, so Weber couldn't get the shots he wanted. When he didn't necessarily get a chance to get it on net. He's a tired man right now from taking shots. Drew Doughty just played an outstanding game tonight. You see, he's still on the ice here. This time it's Green going down for the potential block. That one goes off the post, but it's the outside of the post. Maybe not as dangerous as it initially looked, but he did get some iron there. And I mentioned Mark Jones, real good with that pad save later on, staying deep. Just some numbers, Bob, I mentioned about that 3-on-3 that the AHL is using. November 16th, at that point, 80% of the games were decided in the 3-on-3 overtime, compared to only 35.5% last year, so double basically with the 3-on-3. The NHL still with the 4-on-4. They'll discuss it, they'll talk about it like they've done before, though. In the AHL, you get a chance to look at it in game situations. Now we go to the shootout.
Derek Roy will be the first shooter for Nashville.
It can be tricky, very tricky.
He's 1 out of 3 so far this year, and here he comes. Save made by Jones.
And he did not try to use the bag of tricks there. Just seemed like he kept it pretty simple. He tried to go high glove. Jones made a couple of big glove saves here. The glove hand is there. It's open. It's big. A lot of goaltenders go with that technique just to take away room. Jeff Carter against the big 6'5" Pecorini.
Carter is 1 out of 3 this year. Can he put the Kings ahead? No, save made by Rinne.
Rinne's 6'5", Bob, but he's also very quick. And this is the patented move we've seen from Jeff Carter. And Rinne was very aggressive. He was very, very far out of the net. Way out. But you see him just lean across. He stayed with that move every step of the way, even with the speed of Carter. Makes the pad, the arm, the stick save coming across. Forsberg with the post late. Gets a chance in the shootout.
He's 1 out of 2 this season. Here he comes, Philip Forsberg. Save again. He tried to make a couple of moves and got in real tight on the right side.
Yeah, he can make moves in tight spaces, and he does right there, but he ends up trying to go short side. At the last second, he'll try to go backhand, forehand. And Jones is staying right with him. Martin Jones is control there. The balance is there. Marian Gaborik normally goes with a quick wrist shot.
He's 1 out of 1 in the shootout. He goes way wide. Gaborik shoots and a save by Rinne.
And right here, maybe he's asking for the dry scrape to be bought back before you go to the overtime, because the puck is bouncing right about from that point on. It's always bouncing, but he can never ever settle it down. The ice becomes a factor. Ryan Ellis, a defenseman, he has the big boomer goal tonight for the Predators. He'll try to take the lead here in the 3rd inning of the shootout.
He's 1 out of 2 this season. Here comes Ryan Ellis. No, saved by Jones.
Martin Jones, very calm and cool. And Ellis, give Ellis credit. This is a real good move at the end here. And I thought he had him beat, but watch the pad. There, Jones extends. He's going one way with his body, but his pad extends the other way back out. And the Kings will have a chance here to get 2 points. Kopitar against Rinne.
Kopitar 0 for 3 this season, but he could win the game right here.
Can opener coming up.
Here comes Kopitar for the win. No, a save. And we continue.
He tried the can opener. He tried to open up the legs of the goaltender Rinne by going to the backhand. And Rinne gets the big pads and stick down. The fundamental for a goaltender when you're going side to side, if the spot between the legs opens up, get the stick there, and Rinne makes the save with the stick.
Well, here's Smith. Stops, waits, shoots, and a save again.
Wow, goaltenders coming up big. And just by the moves being made by the Predators, Martin Jones, he has to change his speed a couple times here. Look at the speed, slow down. Then speed up again, try to make the move. And no, didn't bite. Every save he's made, he's been right there. Toffoli with a chance to win it.
For the win, he's 0 for 1 this year. He could win it here. Toffoli shot it up high and wide.
He tried to really slow it down, then look for just overpowering the goaltender. He went with a slap shot. He tried to go high glove. And you see just from this point on, now he's just trying to make the goaltender guess when he's going to take the shot. The Predators go with another defenseman, Roman Josi.
Josi, first time this year, walks in. Josi, save made. Martin Jones turns him away again.
And Jones just seems to be on top of every situation here where he's not biting for any moves or any dekes. He's just staying with the puck all the way, makes the blocker save there. Jarrett Stoll in the past, he had the high glove shot that he went too many times, has been changing it up, chance to win it.
Stoll, here he comes. If he scores, the Kings win. Stoll, save made by Rinne.
He tried to go high glove, but Rinne had not backed off yet. Rinne was total control of his speed here, and you'll actually see when the save is made, Rinne is still at the top of the crease. And yeah, he tried to go top glove, just did not get it into the crook of the arm. The big glove was wide open. so you don't have to move it that much and take away space. Neal, chance right here.
Here's Neal walking in.
Well, he goes tweeters, and it's all about speed. No deception, just speed here. And making the move at the right time and making it happen. And he does go tweeters, and it's clean. Decisive. And the Kings' only chance and only hope right here is Dwight King.
Dwight King has to score, and save made, and the Predators win it 4-3. 6 rounds of the shootout. The goaltenders were great, but the winning goal by James Neal, and the Predators get the 2 points here tonight. Their 14th win of the year, 30 points on the year. The Kings now 11-6-5 for 27 points.
Well, it was a good start by the Kings as far as the first 5 minutes. The Predators got on the board, back and forth. Kings had a 2-1 lead, but then quick goals by the Predators. You get the Doughty goal on the third and a chance to tie it right here. Where does he try to go? He tries to go between the pads. 2 Kings tried to go between the pads. Kopitar on the deep, King on the shot. Rinne makes the save, and the Kings drop it here in overtime in the shootout. 4-3 to the Preds.